Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious?
Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? I'm eating all this stuff.
Your soul is mine.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
I'm combining the stun rays with the force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
Riddle me this.
Why so serious? Always winterize your pipes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
Why so serious? Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
By your powers combined.
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pipes. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined.
Hadouken! lame. Why so serious?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pipes.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Riddle me this. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined,
Hadouken! Yoga lame. Why so serious?
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Riddle me this.
The SoulProvider.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Trailer.
Yeah, we can do that. So, what is up? Episode 3 of Otaku Jump Podcast. Post Christmas. I hope everyone on the panel and anyone after who's listening will enjoy their Christmas, and hopefully you guys were safe and didn't get attacked by deers or maybe Santas and weird stuff like that. We are available on Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher, and Anchor. I always upload right after we have it on YouTube. We upload it right on there, back on Anchor, so you guys can play it and enjoy it if you prefer that format. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, and also check out these other guys' channels. I will have these channels. Most of them are on my community, my channel module, so you can check out Aizen's, Young Swift's channel out. Oh, what's going on, Sigma? What's going on? Hope you had a good Christmas. Let's do a quick little intros. And this is our last episode of 2021, episode 3. Go ahead, Aizen. Quick intro.
What's good, everybody? Hey, enjoy the holidays and hey, let's have fun.
All right, Omega.
What up? What up? What up? So Omega in the house, just on my way more to shit.
Yeah, of course, that's Omega there. Adeeus, go ahead. Adeeus, are you alive?
What's up, everybody? It's Adeeus, King of the Great Lakes, back at you again for this post more holiday edition of the show. Enjoy it.
All right, Lawrence.
Hey, everybody. Good to be back, and hope you're enjoying your holidays. And if your grandma got run over by a reindeer, yeah, she probably deserved it.
God damn. Intro of the episode.
Brutal.
God damn, go Swift. I don't know how you're gonna top that. I don't know how you're gonna top that. Golly. Go ahead,
Well,
Swift.
I'm just gonna say, what's good, y'all? Let's have some fun. That's all I got.
Yeah, you put a lot of pressure on him. Go ahead, Trunkz. Go ahead. Last but not least, go ahead, Trunkz.
All right. Yo, it's Trunkz. I can't wait to cover this week's articles and the last of 2021. Let's get it. Let's have a good time.
All right. So first of all, we got to go to our poll results from the last couple of weeks of this month. Looks like a lot of people on the Nerd Pill don't really like webtoons. I had a poll for best webtoon of this year, and Solo Leveling won by almost 70%. We had Omniscient Reader,
Yes,
5%, Laura Olympus, 10%, Unordinary, 10%, Down to Earth, 5%. Solo Leveling just dominated that whole poll. So, not surprised, I do hope that Solo Leveling gets an anime. That would be really dope for us anime watchers out there. That'd be pretty sick to do videos on it. If it actually makes a series, that'd be really cool. But I'm not surprised by that. So shout out to the people who voted for that. And that was 20 votes, so not a lot of webtoon people on the Nerd Pill yet, at least. Then we had the second one was best video game of this year. We had Tales of Arise, 6%, which I am actually disappointed. I mean, Tales of Arise was a great RPG that came out kind of Q3 of the year. Awesome. That's like one of the best Tales games ever. I don't know how it's only 6%. We got Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, 6%. Metroid Dread, 20%. Ratchet and Clank, Ripped Apart, 6%. And the person who won was Resident Evil Village with 63%. Resident Evil just dominated the fuck out of that poll. We had total 35 votes for that one. So shout out to Resident Evil Village. I mean, it did pretty well. Can't complain there. It did well for this year. A lot of games came out this year, but looks like you guys definitely prefer Resident Evil. I still think you should play, at least try, Tales of Arise. That shit was dope. Also, if you have anything you want us to cover, just be sure to email me at soulproviderspeaks@gmail.com. If there's anything we missed, you want us to cover, maybe an article or something, we'll definitely take a look at it. So I want to go ahead and start off with Lawrence. You got a really good one here that kind of connects to what's been going on this year with all the Marvel shows that have been coming out. So let me go to yours real quick right here. And you can start off.
Yeah. Apparently there's a fight going on between Hollywood studios and the publishing arm of most major comic publishing companies. There's been an outcry for people to make the comics more like the movies. But what they fail to understand is that comics is a very niche kind of industry, and you're going to lose a whole lot of people in that transfer over to making things more like film. I mean, there's a distinct difference between the two. And the last time it was tried, it worked poorly, as you can see with the sequels to the first X-Men movies. That went sideways when they tried to do that. As a matter of fact, there was one point in time where the studios wanted to take the last two X-Men movies and bleed in the animation version, X-Men Evolution. Mm-hmm. And because one studio is not talking to the other, and because they want to be the one to lay claim to, who's got the power, it never went anywhere. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think it'll work. I don't think it'll ever work, because you're catering to two different audiences. I mean, when you do movies and TV shows, you're trying to catch a broader group of people, of an audience. That's not necessarily people like us who've been reading this stuff, since we were kids, and we know every nuance and every aspect of the comic history. You can't take 50 years and drop it into a 2-hour movie. You got to make concessions and make changes to bring in that broader audience. So, but it also has a tendency to cause issues, because when you do that as well, you start bringing in a whole bunch of other stuff that just generally doesn't align with the story anyway. Like, gender swapping, race swapping, sexuality swapping. It just becomes a hot mess. And we see that now in current comics, trying to match the movies, which is why comics aren't selling the way they used to. So.
Yeah, I find this one pretty interesting because, as we know, especially with the MCU, most characters get nerfed the fuck out in their movie format. And another thing is, you're comparing two, like you said, two different, kind of supply and demands here. There's different ratings for comic books versus movies. And you have a lot of things to deal with, especially social media and other forces of nature that have a strong influence on the movies. This won't be possible to satisfy everyone. You can't do it, especially with this source of media that we have. It won't be possible. So, I don't see that ever being the case, like you said. That's pretty much my thoughts on that. What do you think, Omega? You can go ahead. Omega, you there?
Yeah. So, see, aligning comics and cinematic.
You're wrong.
I think it. Dang. I stand corrected. Hold on. Let me counter that with I'm right. No. The way the storylines go, as far as the comic books, and then when it leads over to the movies, a lot of it is always kind of, like alternate, like I guess trying to make it more realistic. So I don't know. I don't know if it would really fix anything.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's just my take on it.
Okay. What do you think, Trunkz? Anything?
I don't really have much to add on this, but I mostly disagree with what Swift had to say. But yeah, I'm not like, I don't know, too in tune. I'm with this. I'm just really casual fan. Don't really look at the comics. Yeah.
I hear you. Same here. I'm not a comic book head. Anything, Adeeus?
Yeah. Basically, all I want to say on this is I do agree that it is not a very shrewd idea. You just have two different markets, two different groups of people. And, you, as a user researcher by trade, I know that whenever you're creating a product, the reverse engineering strategy is the one that's most ideal for success. And part of the user research process is to figure out the core constituency of who you're promoting the product to. So, like you said, one has a more casual audience, a less niche market. It's people who really just don't give a damn about the history. Like, look at how many people loved Spider-Man Homecoming, because, and a lot of people celebrated the fact that it deviated from, too many comic sources, and it was pretty much an original story. I hated the movie, but I understand why people like it for those reasons. So I don't think it's a very shrewd idea. From a story aspect, you're neglecting, the character's core concepts by doing that.
Okay, good points. Anything, Swift?
Yeah, the back on what he said, well, what Adeeus said. These aligning comics with the movie just doesn't make sense. Like I was talking to you, Aizen, what was it, yesterday or the day before, about a certain character in Spider-Man Homecoming and how he got capped basically.
Yeah.
And his power just doesn't make sense for you to align the comics with the current hero in the movie. Everyone's passing that.
Can I just quickly give my take on the movie and this discussion real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, this is coming from a really casual perspective, but I watched the movie. I liked the movie. But I understand how you guys feel if it doesn't necessarily align with the originality of the comics or etc. But yeah, this is just coming from a really casual viewer. I can see what they did. It makes sense from a business standpoint because it was a mass appeal. Would you not agree?
Yeah, it was.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm okay from my perspective. Again, as somebody who's more into the comics than into the movies,
All right.
it's always I don't understand what the argument is, because even with the movies, they never took from the original material anyway. I mean, if you go as far back as Christopher Reeve's Superman, that was pretty much based off, the Earth 2 Superman more than it was the classic Superman. Michael Keaton's was Earth 2. Even the MCU is based off the Ultimate Marvel universe, which is an alternate reality, not the main universe. So that's why I never understood what the argument was about making it match the comics anyway. They weren't going with the original material to begin with.
Agree. And you know what else?
Yes.
They have tie-in comics for movies.
That is correct.
You have a universe per movie already.
As a matter of fact, they're doing a new one right now, based on the Michael Keaton Batman 89 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't just keep it that way. I think that's great.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Aizen.
I think like Adeeus and Swift and Lawrence pointed out, it's two different core audiences that support these dynamics financially. They're polar opposites, and why they like what they like. But I can say that you could tell with Holland's Spider-Man, everything, it's a completely different universe. The writing hasn't been, just terrible. I give terrible to like Iron Man 3 and golly. But anyways,
that was painful.
It was awful. But the writing for this hasn't been terrible, and I think them having different names for characters. MJ for this one was Michelle Jones, so it just kind of makes it to where you could tell it's its own universe. So as long as the writing is good, the action is good, I think the movies will sell. But trying to bring that to the comics to a different set of core audience is not going to work, because the people that actually read and look at comics, they're not going to be the people that watch the movies for the most part. I mean, it's not going to be enough of those people from the movie audience to support that are going to want to support that. So that's all I got.
All right, good stuff. So next we got the Spider-Man No Way Home passes 1 billion, and I'm checking right on Mojo, which is a good site for Box Office Mojo, good stuff for information on the numbers. It actually did pass 1 billion, 1 billion and 54 million. Crazy.
Yesterday. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. So this is for you, Swift, and then after that we can do our quick thoughts on the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, you already read the title. They passed 1 million. You got people actually, including me. Well, I'm not gonna say I know nothing about Spider-Man, but people that just don't watch Marvel at all are actually checking out the movie. Just because everyone else is watching it for the most part. But yeah, them passing 1 billion isn't too surprising for me.
I think the thing that's clever about this is that it got it post, the zombie war. That's the thing that kind of impresses me. These numbers are not normal numbers that you would see with what's going on right now. A lot of these other movies have struggled. I mean, even Shang-Chi, I don't think it even got close to 800. So the fact that this got 1 billion at this point in time, that tells me that pre-zombie war, this would have got even more than 1 billion. And so just a quick thoughts, with no spoilers, I thought the movie was great. For what they achieved and what they were able to do, Sony and Marvel together, not a lot of people can do that, what they did with that movie. So I would say it was great. The only thing I would say, maybe critique, Lizard and Sandman, they're kind of weak tier, but I guess you can't expect every villain to have the same amount of attention or be ranked the same anyway. I mean, from what I saw, Doc Ock and Green Goblin just took over that whole movie. I would just say even Green Goblin took over the whole movie, but this definitely does kind of resolve and redeem Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man a lot, and Tobey Maguire's a lot. But that's my thoughts. You can go ahead, Trunkz, if you saw Spider-Man, right?
Oh yeah, I saw it. I don't know. I really liked it, and I took my family to go see it. and they really liked it too. And obviously, like, they're not like super duper into Marvel, but I mean, it's surpassing 1 billion in sales. I mean, it's just not surprising at all. Like, this was the biggest thing that was being talked about just in media and pop culture in general, like for the past like 2-3 weeks. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. It was really well executed in my opinion, but yeah.
Okay. What do you think,
Pretty
Lawrence? Did you see Spider-Man yet, Lawrence?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I do have a couple of thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think its success was because it was a perfect storm. First of all, everybody was ready to get out of the house. Everybody is ready to go back to the movie theaters. And if anything was going to do it, it was going to be an MCU movie. We have to be honest about that.
Yeah. True.
Now, I say that with a caveat, because let's be real, the vast majority of people do not consider Eternals or Shang-Chi to be actual MCU movies in the classic sense. I also think that it played a big role in bringing out multiple generations, because everybody had their Spider-Man in the movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it all came together. I definitely agree that from what I've seen and read so far, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man got some much needed love that he didn't have before. Yes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So between, like I said, between it being MCU and when I say MCU, it's because it's a character everybody's already attached themselves to. You know what I mean? I mean, and between that, having Doctor Strange, you know, like I said, all the characters from every other Spider-Man movie, plus the idea of it was a perfect storm. It had to have made $1 billion. There was no way it couldn't, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And,
yeah,
but the fact that it did it in 9 days, that's impressive.
That's a good point too. 9 days too.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's good points. Omega, go ahead. What's your thoughts on Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man?
I haven't yet seen it, but just from the reviews and everything, I'm pretty sure it's amazing. I mean, I can't really give too much insight on it. From what I've even seen trailer-wise, it just looked amazing. So, yeah, I'm gonna be very light on this one, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. So I can see why it passes 1 billion, because I mean, you get to see like how many Spider-Mans, like, and I think everyone loved the original one. So, you know,
right? Yeah,
but that's all I have to say on it.
Okay. Aizen, what do you think about Spider-Man?
Well, I think like Lawrence was talking about, you know, as a perfect storm. Spider-Man is the premier character for Marvel. He is essentially their Superman.
True.
Yes, he is. I think he's their oldest character.
Wait, don't forget.
No, Fantastic Four.
Too. He has video
My bad.
games
Fantastic
too.
Four is Fantastic Four is the oldest one, but I think he took off, and but you know, he is their centerpiece for Marvel. And
he's the flagship character.
He's Superman. Yeah, that's why I say, you know, he's their Superman. But he's a flagship for Marvel. Also, you know, Holland has been the best of both worlds for Spider-Man as far as the Peter persona and Spider-Man. He's had the best of both portrayals. Also, I mean, when you look at who they had as actors for Doc Ock and Green Goblin, it was gonna have, you know, it was gonna be the biggest Marvel movie since, you know, since they did the I don't even know why. Infinity Gauntlet, you know, deal. Yeah, Infinity War deal. So, I mean, Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina are great actors. You saw it. If you saw the movie, you saw it in their performances. Everyone knew that they were going to bring their best. And yes, like Lawrence said, you know, it did a lot to redeem Garfield, who I don't, you know, I don't think he did a bad job. I think it was just horrible writing for his Amazing Spider-Man. And out of the three, he's the only one that really is a Spider-Man fan. So I was really happy for him in that sense, that him being an actual Spider-Man fan and getting to be back off in the be in this movie and have a great have some great scenes and acting, and the fans have been raving for it, and they actually even want him to have his own spinoff or whatever. So I doubt, unless it's some type of major Universal deal, where where it involves a multiverse, I really don't see it happening. But it was great for him, though.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he got redeemed, and I think he was trending on Twitter like maybe the day after or something. So
yeah,
hey, shout out to
he's been trending for days now.
Garfield, hopefully, because this movie does solve a lot of little things about those other trilogies, and this is a huge opportunity for Marvel and especially Sony. But Sony over here, Sony's kind of greedy here, and I hopefully, because they got the good alley-oop from this, right? Hopefully they don't fuck it up, right? So we'll just have to see what the future brings for Spider-Man. Next up, go ahead, Trunkz. This is yours.
All right, let's go. Basically, in this article, the creator of Gundam is saying that he believes China will overtake Japan, if they haven't already, in the quality of anime, and will be basically a leader. My thoughts on this, man, I don't know. I can see what he's saying, because essentially he's stating that Japan is way too focused on the business side of anime and not producing good content. Those are the vibes I got from reading this. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts?
Okay, so I'm thinking he's thinking China's going to beat Japan in animation and anime.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, can you give me an example of an anime that was from China that we might know?
Yeah, so Scissor 7.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it. I think it's on Netflix. I never watched it though.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, Japan has dominating numbers. I mean, I would just say they can't, if they slack off. I mean, anyone can take their market, but I think they have a really strong market though. I mean, they've been doing so many mangas. I mean, Otaku, Shonen Jump. That's a strong market. So, unless they start, releasing shitty ass series and that don't get watched, because there are a lot of series that are just not worth watching. I mean, we've seen how kind of the pros and cons of seasonal anime. Seasonal anime, seasonal anime is it's a cool thing, but let's be honest, you may release maybe 10 or so plus series a season. Maybe only 4 of those are actually worth, returning to a season 2, so they're kind of risky, Those series are potentially manga series that are not going to get another chance. If an anime season gets canceled or doesn't get a season 2, that's pretty much it, and hopefully the manga can keep up with everything. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyone else want to share their thoughts?
Yeah, go ahead, Aizen. Go ahead.
Okay. I think one of the things that you see going on with Japan, I think their biggest problem is that their own home audience isn't supporting it as much as they would like. When you see what happened with speaking of Boruto, for instance, the American audience named who they wanted to be behind the writing, and they got it. They got who they wanted to be taking over the writing for the manga as well as the anime. Some of the Japanese fans got a little in their feelings about it, but hey, they went with who had been I guess pushing for it and who had been saying stuff and supporting it more. So I guess it's not outside the realm of possibility. It just depends on if China, I think, can push a product and make an anime that America would get behind financially.
Right. And how about those webtoons? Are webtoons, where are they from? Where do they originate from? I guess it's multiple countries.
I have no idea.
From Korea, actually.
Usually it's from Korea.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, got it. What are your thoughts, Swift? Go ahead.
I mean, I just don't see it happening. Or at least, even if they do get better animation, I don't see them like taking over. What are you gonna do with the animation? Are you still gonna have a story behind it, something that gravitates viewers, or just?
Oh
gonna
no,
be
he
just a
means
one
like correction. No. He means like in general, like anime from China will overall be better than anime from Japan, is what he's saying. Not just like the art.
Okay, anime.
Yeah.
Okay. I still don't see it. You're gonna have to come up with some big things, to be honest.
Yeah,
I could be
that's what
wrong,
I'm.
but
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking because they have such a nostalgic history of ongoing series. I'm like, you gotta be pushing something out that's just gonna, like, just boom. You know. Anything else, Swift? You had thoughts? Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. What do you think, Omega?
Yeah, I know I'm kind of perplexed about this, but I don't know. On one hand, I want to disagree because their creativity, to me, doesn't seem to be lacking in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But then another thing is that as far as like the quality, I mean, if China does invest into this industry, and I mean they've already had a pretty good I already had a pretty good anime with what is it, Scissor 7?
Yeah, right.
If I'm correct. Yeah, so I kind of don't want to count them out, but yeah, if they invest a lot of their potential into actually the anime industry, they could be a very formidable foe to actually compete with.
I think it's before I go to Lawrence. I think it's ironic that the leader of Gundam, the Gundam creator, is saying this because I mean, if you think about it, the last good Gundam, it's been a while since we even had a good Gundam anime, which was I think Iron Blood Orphans was the last good one. Besides that, anything that's been released that's kind of Gundam type ish is not really been that up to par. So I think that's kind of ironic that he would say that. I mean, you know.
Man, I don't know.
Gundam Legacy has been amazing in itself from the very first one that actually was created. But I mean, G Gundam really hit America. I think globally, everyone like for a loop. I mean, it was what was it? It's Toonami kind of
Toonami really boosted like G Gundam, Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed. Seed Destiny, 00. Those are kind of the big ones that really hit hard. And then they had Iron Blood. But then go ahead, Lawrence. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I might be looking at it different because while you guys were talking, I was reading what was up on the screen. I don't think it's a question on, at least my interpretation. I don't think it's a question of whether or not it's about having quality work or anything like that, because Japan's going to lead the way on that no matter what. They've got a history and lots of stuff put out that's just going to last for a long time. It looks to me like he's talking about advancing in technology and production capabilities, at least from what I'm reading on screen. I think he's saying they're falling behind on the technology aspect of it and being able to put out better quality in that respect. As far as the China thing's concerned, I don't know. I've always had a suspicion that if anybody was going to overtake Japan, or at least could, it would be Korea. I never saw China as a contender, at least not to me. But I mean that's all I got.
Okay. Oh, I just remembered. There's another anime that China came out with. Damn it, what's that one where that kid is in high school and he's like
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. All I can say is this: I think
the man got it.
Whatever is going on where China's concerned, whatever is being done, I know they haven't reached the level of Avatar. and Avatar was predominantly done by Koreans, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I did not.
So,
know that.
yeah. If you look at if you look at the credits running behind it, so China can put out whatever they want to, but until they start reaching that level of their characters and stuff being known on that level, to me, they're nobody. And I'm saying that as somebody who's not really into anime. So, you know.
Yes, that's a great point.
Anything else you guys, Lawrence?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's all I had. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. All right. What do you think, Adeeus?
Yeah, I do have some thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and heed this guy's words because he knows more about the business than I do. And I'm going to give my perspective on why I agree with his perspective. Because, you know, the anime manga industry treats their workers terribly. You know, they have very low pay and insanely long hours. Huh?
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, and, you know, because of that, you know, why not just go to a neighboring country where you could be treated better as an employee? You know, because as far as I know, you know, Chinese, they have a little better work standards, and a lot of creatives and artists with great potential are, you know, simply ground in the dust as the grunt workers and burnt out before they even have a chance to produce their own original projects. And I think that Japan, since 2009, has been too focused on corporate profits, which have been destroying the long-term health of the industry. In terms of China in particular, I think that the potential for them is there. You know, the arts and graphic of Chinese animation has come a long way. I think that the stories need a little bit more work, but there have been some great Chinese animation productions. And I think that what they're going to do is, instead of focusing on 2D, because they don't have the structure of the Japan's 2D animation studios or artist training, I think that they're going to take over the groundbreaking 3D stuff.
Right. Also, I'd just like to add on, there's another one called The Daily Life of the Immortal King. That's another Chinese anime. It's like been promoted heavily on Netflix. That's the one I was thinking of, yeah. I was also gonna say, just real quick for Japan, I don't know, I'm sure you guys remember the days where there were just like a few leading anime, right? Yeah. And now it seems like there's another anime coming out, like, I don't know, like every like second day, and it just goes as quick as it comes. So I feel like while there might be a couple of great quality series in Japan, I feel like the number of like, and I don't know, garbage that comes in and goes out just as quickly, like heavily outweighs it.
Yeah, that's totally true.
You guys not agree?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree on that.
Because in recent years, you know, things have converged to a more narrower set of subjects. You know, light novel and isekai are taking over. And now we have anything that's a deviation of that gets a lot of buzz. And so I think that the majority of recent Japanese productions have been close to unwatchable, in my opinion. But there's been a steep decline.
Yep, that's very true. I mean, look at not just anime that gets dropped, or there's a season 1 that just doesn't get a season 2. I mean, look at the manga series that get canceled, or maybe the manga ends in like 1 volume and that's it. That's all they got. I mean, so it's this high competition for the market. A lot of people fail, actually, sadly. So let me do people in the chat. What's going on? Sigma, Dane, Paul G, and was that it? Oh man, Samara, what's going on? Long time. And Sigma, what's going on? So next up we got Bleach. Go ahead, Aizen.
All right. So you know, on the 18th, Jump Fiesta had their whole reveals and everything, and Bleach was, you know, a much anticipated one, and basically it had a nice trailer with some great artwork and getting to see characters, and it also released at the 1,000-Year Blood War arc for Tite Kubo's Bleach manga will be premiering in October of 2022 on TV Tokyo. It also confirmed that the anime will cover the rest of the original manga up through its ending. Also, The event also they confirmed the show staff and cast. Tomohisa Taguchi from Twin Star Exorcist, Kino's Journey, The Beautiful World, Akudama Drive is replacing Noriyuki Abe to direct at Studio Parrot. Masashi Kudo is returning as character designer, and Shiro Sagisu is returning to compose the music. The only one I've seen so far that is being replaced as a voice actor is Ben Takoka is replacing Masaki Sukada as Gimiya Yamamoto. I haven't seen anything yet on as far as voice acting for Aizen whenever he comes in or anything like that. Hey, that matters, man.
Of course.
He's got a important role in there. But I think it's much anticipated. When you look at the fact that up until the summer of this year, it was like third as making money. It was third in overall franchise money made over there for Japan. So it's still it's still a sell, especially whenever we looked at what we just talked about with the problem that Japanese anime is having. So for it to be third at one point this year, as far as in grossing money earned, being that there hasn't been anything from the anime in over 10 years, it says a lot, and I think it'll definitely be good for Japanese anime overall. But that's all I've got.
Yeah, totally. So this is going to be an interesting fall season because it's coming out in October. So I think My Hero Academia Season 6 is coming out the same season. I forget what else is coming out. I don't know when Chainsaw Man is coming out, but I'm glad to hear that it's finally coming back. Fans have been wanting this for a long time. I mean, after you had the anime and everyone was just playing that Brave Soul game on PC, and that's pretty much all they had. So it's cool. I look forward to it. Bleach was I think it was a pretty good series. I mean, it had what you would want in a shonen. So hey, they're gonna put it out. They're gonna finish it strong, and I think the viewership and the fans will definitely enjoy it. And it's gonna be interesting to see how this competes with other fall animes. Will this be an anime that just dominates the whole fall season? We'll have to find out next year. And yeah, hopefully, with this we can get maybe a video game on Bleach, because I think that's what the series really needs. Look at Naruto, how many games they get, Dragon Ball Z, I think Bleach definitely needs to work in their video game department. So that's my thoughts. Anything on this, Adeeus?
Adeeus, yeah, I got a few thoughts. I thought the teaser looked really clean. I thought that the art looked really good. And I know that Kubo is going to take the opportunity to expand on things that he had to cut, due to his health. And as far as I know, there's going to be tons of expansions because everything is supervised by him. And I had just finished Bleach last year. And, some of the story was cut intentionally just to get the dish out. So I'm pretty excited to see that. And like you said, 2022 shaping up to be a great year for anime because you got Bleach, Vinland Saga Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
JoJo, Jujutsu Kaisen, the Chainsaw Man anime, Demon Slayer Season 2, Mob Psycho, Attack on Titan. So, got a lot of good things coming out next year. So, it'll be, Spy Family. So.
Oh, yeah. Yep, Spy Family, too.
So, 2022 is going to be a good year for anime.
For sure,
I'm excited.
What do you think, Trunkz?
I mean, personally, I haven't seen too much of Bleach in general, so I just want to finish that first before. But I will say, I just thought of this point while you were talking about the fact that Bleach needs a video game. I think they need to do it on like a console, not like a mobile game, because I mean, yeah, obvious reasons.
Or at least PC.
Yeah,
at least
make it full for all platforms, PC, consoles. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but they need to prioritize like console play first. Like make it like a Switch game or some shit, like a fucking like Xbox game. Like not or like PlayStation. I don't know. I just think a mobile game would be pretty tacky for something like Bleach. And I have seen like at least the first 100 episodes or so. So I know how dynamic it is. Speaking of mobile games, we have something else to cover. Is that the next article or?
We can get to that afterwards.
All right. Yeah.
Anything, Lawrence? Sorry, Trunkz. Anything? What was your last thought?
Oh no. That's it.
Okay, gotcha. Anything, Lawrence?
No, I'm good.
All right. What do you think, Swift?
I mean, it's Bleach. Bleach is. I'm not gonna say Bleach is like bad or anything, but it's not surprising that it's gonna be coming back out. No, getting a game, that's a stretch. I don't see Bleach getting a game.
What?
And if it does get a game,
bro, no, it's getting.
I'm being real with you.
All right, go ahead.
You gotta hear me out. If it does get a game, it's not gonna be that good. You have to think about what goes into the game. You have to think, bro. They put out the new Demon Slayer game. Demon Slayer is known for its art, right? What you get? You got a game that just looks cool.
Man,
it's not that good.
That was a kid's meal of a game.
You know, to your point, Swift, I think if they did it RPG style, it could work. But yeah, if it's anything like that Demon Slayer, I can't argue. Yeah.
Here's my thing though. You get an RPG Bleach game. How many people are gonna want to play it? And I'm like, no, most people are just gonna want to fight, like it's Dragon Ball Z or Naruto.
Yeah, I mean,
they just want to box.
To your point, RPG or fighter. I mean, this do a fighter like Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Just get arc systems in there, and I mean that could be a dope game. I mean, have Bankai's like your super move, something, all that.
They need a Bleach Xenoverse. You make your own story.
Okay, that might work.
That would be cool, actually.
Nah, wait.
And it has elements of RPG, so yeah.
I gotta take it back now.
And that's fighting.
The reason why I say that, the reason why I gotta take it back though, they have Shinobi Strikers with Naruto, and that did not work.
But make it more like Xenoverse, less like Shinobi Striker. Make it about the fights, like you said, not the team shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Yeah. And there's money to be made. I mean, it's a big series, so why not?
Yeah.
Shit. Giving y'all ideas and shit. What do you think, Omega?
I definitely believe Bleach is eventually gonna get like a bomb ass game, dude. And just before I get into that, but all the animes that are coming out are just like I'm freaking excited for. So like, you know, you got Doro is getting a second season. What else? Just all the ones that various names. I'm really looking forward to Chainsaw Man. That was awesome. So let's get on the freaking game part of Bleach though. Like if Arc Systems could pick that up, man, like that would be dope, dude. Like I mean, Guilty Gear is already popular as it is, and it seems like a lot of people like it enough where what is it? DNF has already like kind of is. I don't know if it's made by Arc Systems, but it is.
It actually is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I definitely see a huge. I mean, you know how many characters there are in Bleach.
Right. Tons.
And you could do. I mean, of course, they're gonna be like your base characters, and then of course they'll come out with DLCs and whatnot. But I definitely see that becoming a video game that a lot of people will like.
Totally. And like I said, the money's out there. So you just gave me the alley-oop for DNF Duel. So DNF Duel reveal trailer release date was summer of next year release window. And we got 2 characters revealed as characters. So there was a beta demo that came out last weekend, not this weekend, but the last weekend. And it was available like Friday to Sunday, then it ended on Monday. Ironically, King of Fighters also released a demo the same weekend. So they were trying to compete for, you know, the viewer base or the fans and kind of grab more to their beta. And just playing the demo, man, it was a really good experience. It is Arc Systems, and they're taking basically these characters are from, I think, Dungeons. What's that game called? Forgot the reference. Dungeon Fighter, something like that. I think it's called Dungeon Fighter, but that's where they're referencing all the characters, and that's where the characters are coming from. And it's not too, like, I would say that for the fan base, I mean, you got your hardcore fighters that will definitely like this game, that played the game, but this is going to be really big for casuals too, because casuals could definitely play this. Kind of think of it has the same kind of system like Dragon Ball Fighters, but I think it's actually less complicated than Dragon Ball Fighters. I think, you know, Dragon Ball Fighters, some people would say it's hard, but for the most part, DNF Duel was pretty easy to play and grab and go. Although during the demo there wasn't really a training mode, we just had player matchup, and that's pretty much it. But we got this demo this year, and this doesn't come out till summer of next year, so they got a lot of time to give us probably a second beta or maybe another demo. They got time to work on the game, make it better, improve it until we get that summer launch. So and this is available on PlayStation. I think it was available on PlayStation, but I'm pretty sure this will be a multi-plat. I don't think this will be exclusive. That doesn't make much sense, because I think Guilty Gear was on a multi-plat too, I think. But yeah, good experience. Hopefully it comes out on PC as well. But it was a really good game. Cool characters. You had Vanguard, Grappler, Berserker, Striker, Hitman, Ranger, Dragon Knight. So there was really cool characters. Definitely recommend this for people who are interested in fighting games, and maybe you don't like, you know, like your typical Street Fighter or Tekken or something like that. But it was pretty cool. Hopefully we get another beta in the future before the summer release. Any thoughts on this, Aizen? I don't know if you heard about this game.
Yeah, no thoughts. I really don't know about the game, so.
Okay. Anything, Omega? Because I think you just mentioned it.
Yeah, I did just mention it. From the trailers, I missed out on playing it, but I mean, I own Guilty Gear, so I guess I can pretty much say like it's gonna be badass. Like, I'm pretty sure they might incorporate certain mechanics from Guilty Gear.
Yeah, correct.
But it looks like it's very heavily influenced from the combinations from Dungeon.
I think it's Fighter.
Dungeon Fighters.
I think it is Dungeon Fighter.
I think it's Dungeon Fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. Dungeon Fighter Online. That's it. Yeah.
There you go. So the combinations on there are just ridiculous, like how much you can actually hit a person. But yeah, I do like how they're presenting it too, with the different character reveals. So
yeah.
I think it might have even blown the new King of Fighters out of the water.
Dude, their marketing was insane. I mean, every day they had a character trailer before the demo came out. It was pretty. Their marketing was every But
yeah, their marketing seemed like a blitz. Like they was just like,
yeah,
damn,
they just threw trailers at us the whole week.
Damn. Yeah.
All right. Anything on this, Swift?
Nah, no comment.
Okay.
It's new to me, so.
Anything on this, Lawrence?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Anything on this, Trunkz?
Ditto. I'm good.
Okay. Anything on this, Adeeus? Adeeus, you there?
I feel like Lawrence has something to say about it.
Huh? Adeeus, you there? Yeah, I can hear you now. I think Adeeus is compromised. No worries. A few little comments about the. Oh,
Captain Chat.
Oh, what's wrong with him? Oh, okay, no problems. So a few little comments before we move on. I would say playing the game, the walk speed needs to be increased just by a little bit. It feels way too slow when you're trying to sprint to the opponent. And then there's no like guard break, so when someone's doing like a combo string on you, you can't escape till it's your turn, and that shit could take forever. So, but that's something they can work on, and I think they're gonna get that from Guilty Gear Strive, because I think that has a guard break mechanic. But yeah, great experience. Hopefully they put out another demo because that shit was cool. It was really fun. So we are actually at the hour mark already. We'll do a little short break and be back. So enjoy your drink, water, chips, whatever, and we'll be right back. Be sure to like the video and come back after a couple of minutes. We'll be back. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Force apply! Tyrannosaurus!
SoulProviderZ.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Yomigare! Nebula-chan!
Yoga claim.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Target acquired. Here's the big one. Proton cannon. Always winterize your pipes. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious?
Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? From eating all of this stuff.
Super Vegeta.
Force apply! Tyrannosaurus! Yoga claim.
SoulProviderZ.
Your soul is mine.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken! Target acquired. Here's the big one. Proton cannon.
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Yoga claim.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
Riddle me this.
SoulProviderZ.
Why so serious?
Yomigare! Nebula-chan!
Force apply! Tyrannosaurus! Always winterize your pipes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Target acquired. Here's the big one. Proton cannon. Why so serious? Yoga claim. Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
By your powers combined.
Riddle me this.
Super Vegeta.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Target acquired. Here's the big one. Proton cannon.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray force, energy, power.
Always winterize your pants. Your soul is mine.
Yoga reigns.
By your powers combined.
Hadouken!
Yomigaru! Nebula-chan!
Tyrannosaurus! Yoga reigns.
Why so serious?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Target acquired. Here's the big one. Proton cannon.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
All right, we are back from break. Welcome to Otaku Jump Podcast, episode 3, last episode of 2021. Be sure to like the video, subscribe. Definitely enjoy the playback, available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Anchor if you missed our live stream. And episode 4 will be in January, probably, well, let's see, maybe like mid-January, we'll see. But I'll definitely let you guys know on the community tab. Here with Aizen, Omega, Swift, Unplugged, Lawrence, Trunkz, and Adeeus. Adeeus, is your audio working? I heard you through our break. Are you good?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, well, what was your opinion, your thoughts before we went to break?
I was just going to say I like Guilty Gear, so I think that'll be a fun game, and I like how flashy and over the top everything looks. And they got a great roster from what I've seen.
Yeah, I'll be honest though, man. I'd be taking L's in Guilty Gear. I'd be taking L's. That shit, it's hard. I'd be taking L's in Guilty Gear. So y'all probably not gonna see gameplay.
You taking L's for real?
Yes,
Oh,
it's an L I'm honest about. I'd be taking L's in
That means we need a Guilty Gear day.
I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, we'll stream it in the Discord. Yeah, for sure. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, he said in Discord. That's crazy.
Hey, we can't stream that. We ain't streaming that.
That's crazy.
He's like, I'm not taking that L live. Are you crazy?
Unless y'all want to hear me rage. Y'all want to hear me rage for an hour?
Nah. Well, how's the rage sound?
All right. Go ahead, Omega. This is yours.
So yeah, I wanted to first say this is like a spoilers for Iron Man issue 15 by Marvel, but I kind of don't feel like it's too much of a spoiler because many various heroes over the course of Marvel definitely have acquired the cosmic power. Or, well, I'm saying it incorrectly. I'm sorry. Power cosmic. So, but I thought this was really interesting in itself because I always struck Tony Stark as a lot more than what we let on to just be a very highly intelligent human being. Almost to the point where I used to think that somehow he could have been like some sort of maybe possibly an alien, because I mean his technology just keeps surpassing anything that would be remarkable like on Earth, you know, as far as in the Marvel universe. But actually in this one he actually gets the power cosmic, and it's so powerful that he ends up becoming a god. But I like to read just a small factor of it, that there's a paragraph where it says the hero gains unfathomable power, which allows him to battle Korvac among the cosmos. Now, there is a brief period of time where Iron Man ventures further out into space instead of Earth, and I believe it was kind of like of course, it's somewhat of a threat thing, but also like someone with that kind of vast knowledge can't just be constricted to Earth. Like, it definitely got to go out there somewhere else and be like, wow, this is probably an inspiration for new tech that I could actually use for, myself or for Earth, or, his character has always been definitely about upgrading himself, but I thought it was just amazing that like the power cosmic actually just enveloped his whole suit into like creating like him one with it, However, like Iron Man is realizing while he's fighting the supervillain, like he's capable of much more than just the brute strength of a I like in mid combat, like it's kind of amazing to be in that kind of thought aspect. So I actually wanted to read, if you go further down, it shows where like some of the upgrades to Tony Stark. So like it reads where Iron Man number 15 by Christopher Cantwell, Abram Robertson, Frank D. Aramata, and VC's Joe Caramagna and Alex Ross. Iron Man battles Korvac as both characters take massive forms in space. The battle is deadly as Korvac ends up smashing Iron Man through a planet, killing countless lives in the process, which upsets the hero greatly. Tony Stark realizes that despite being a god for a few minutes, he's got incredible ideas of how to use his powers, which he calls incredible and effortless. The power cosmic ultimately upgrades his body and mind, making him one of the most powerful Avengers ever. Understanding that his body has become a vessel for the power cosmic, Tony Stark looks across many realities, choosing a universe with a single living molecule. Iron Man puts his new god powers to the test, opening a rift to the universe last seen in Doctor Doom, where all life has been eradicated. However, inside the dead universe, Stark realizes his Earth could be killed next. So he promises to use his powers to build a better universe, saying he can make it so much more. Meanwhile, he kills... I'm sorry. He calls on the Living Tribunal and other cosmic juggernauts to take on Korvac away, but not before getting their blessings to use his powers for good. The group tells Iron Man that they'll be watching no matter the outcome. What I take from this is not only a great idea of maybe a potential movie, but also just showing how immensely powerful that Iron Man has become, like one of the strongest Avengers. But the power cosmic, I always feel, it doesn't stay with an individual very long. Like, they have it for a while, and for some reason, the power cosmic does its thing, and then it's off to a possibly new person that it can actually grant its abilities to. So, well, we'll see what this holds for the Avengers' future. But right now, I mean, I wouldn't want to be on the Avengers naughty list.
Okay. Anything else?
Nah, that's it.
Okay. What do you think, Lawrence? You're a comic book expert, or well, at least our comic book expert. Go ahead.
Well, the power cosmic, that last part, the power cosmic doesn't work that way. That's the Enigma Force. When it leaves one person, goes to another. That's Captain Universe. As far as this thing with Iron Man, he is alien. It's a stupid fucking idea. He looks like a cheap Silver Surfer. Alex Ross should know better. The writers who did this need to be shot.
God damn.
And to be quite frank, Tony Stark is a futurist. His idea about what he does is about building, always building himself to be better through his own natural talent, skills, and abilities. Giving him the power cosmic is a cheat. It takes away from the very foundation of the character. He doesn't. I mean, he deals with cosmic forces. He deals with Doctor Strange, Galactus, yada yada. But he himself, it's always building his own technology. It's always creating his own stuff, not through using cosmic power. It's a cheat, man. It's a cheat. And no matter what they do, they're never gonna make the Iron Man character in the comic as cool as the one in the movie. Damn. And that's what they're trying to do. That's all they're trying to do.
Huh. That's interesting. So you think this is a kind of a shortcut attempt to make it a cooler Tony Stark?
This is not the first time they've done it. It's not. It's not the first time they've done it. I give you a year and a half, it'll be right back to the status quo. No different than Captain Marvel being relaunched 8 times in 4 years. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Okay. Damn.
Whatever.
Okay. Anything else you got, Lawrence?
Huh?
Anything else?
Oh, Lawrence, thank you for
no, I
correcting
don't.
me on that with the Enigma Force. That's
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't trying to dog you out. I was just making a point.
Oh no, I was making I was thanking you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I had that misinterpreted, thanks a lot for correcting me.
Yeah, the power cosmic is what Galactus uses when he gives like Silver Surfer and Fire Lord and all his heralds their powers. That's what that's about. The Enigma Force jumps randomly to whoever it decides it wants to do and turns them into Captain Universe. But anyway, back to this.
Okay.
Anything else left to say about this is like anybody who picks it up, don't pick it up to read it, pick it up to burn it. Done.
Damn. Okay.
Lord.
I'll probably have a pass on this one. Anything on this, Trunkz?
No comment. Yeah.
Okay.
Good for Iron Man.
Okay. Anything on this, Adeeus?
Yeah, one thing. I think it's interesting how they keep trying to draw parallels with him and Dr. Doom, because they did a similar story arc with Doom in Secret War. I think they're trying to explore the differences between the two and how they handle the power cosmic. And Doom, of course, went the full power god complex route. So they're just trying to further their differences between the two men. And I'm tired of it personally. I thought Superior Iron Man was good, though. I mean, I wouldn't be, if you want to do something like that, I thought that was a much better execution.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would take a shot at Superior Iron Man again before I would any of this other nonsense. I would agree with that.
I do want to say one thing though, with characters that are getting that powerful, they do put them in a factor between, will it make them more or less benevolent, or will it make them more tyrannical? Like there's a corrupt issue that could possibly play in a part. And also look at his design. It almost is like how you said Silver Surfer, but I almost saw it almost Ultron a bit.
You can see a little bit of that in there too. I wouldn't take that away from you. You can see a little bit of that in there, especially when you're looking at the helmet.
Yeah.
You know, so I wouldn't take that away. I would agree with that to some degree.
Anything on this, Swift? Thoughts?
I mean, I'm not a comic dude. Whoa, what's that noise?
Sounds like sandpaper.
Okay. Anyways, I'm not a comic dude, but Iron Man rocks, I guess. How about that?
Okay.
You should be a comic dude. What is that?
Man, you just stole my opinion.
Okay. Anything, Aizen?
I find it to what Lawrence was speaking of about the trace of Iron Man. It's very interesting, and I think what I want to kind of point out is when Lawrence was talking about how they're trying to make him as cool as Robert Downey Jr.'s portrayal of him in the MC universe, which you can't do, because I mean it was a character he was born to play. As far as for a movie role, you can't get that same feel out of it in the comics like you can with an actor who's just born for that role, like Patrick Stewart was born to play Charles Xavier or Jean-Luc Picard. So that's very key there. That's all I got.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could say one more thing, this actually goes back. Everything Aizen said and what we just finished talking about, but especially what Aizen said, literally goes back to my first article. That's why you can't transfer one medium into the other. It's not going to work. It just throws the entire concept off.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right. Go ahead, Aizen.
All right. As many know, The Witcher season 2 is out on Netflix, and personally, I enjoyed it. I think it's gotten a little better. A lot of high stakes in the story and everything. But here with this article here, we have where basically Henry Cavill is talking about that he wants for The Witcher season 3 to be to take on more aspects and characters and aspects from the books, and there's relationships in there that he thinks that need to be explored, and individuals close to Geralt that he thinks that that needs to be explored without without getting too much in the way of the whole overall storyline of everything, too many diversions. But he thinks that some of these characters and relationships and different things going on in the books that they can be explored more in this next season. I have not read the books yet, even though I do have the first book that I do want to start reading. I know that it's a lot. There's a lot of characters that are pretty much unlikable in the books versus when you play in the games. They're even more unlikable in the books, but I really can't wait to get into it. I think that Cavill has done a great job of playing Geralt, and especially with him originally only beginning more knowing about it from the game aspect, but it just goes to show that his seriousness about his acting trade to actually go into the books to know more about the character and understand it as well. So kudos to him for that.
Yeah, totally agree. So Witcher season 2, I just finished it not too long ago. Great season 2, and I think we talked about this before, that there is a season 7 plan for Witcher, so this is not the last time we're going to see him. Season 3, of course, is already working on it. So like you said, Henry Cavill, he takes a lot of he really does. He was pretty committed to the otaku pop culture space, I would say. He knows that if he messes up, that fan base will just go at him. I mean, especially the Witcher fan base, I would want to mess with them. You're talking about books, video games, all that stuff.
Yeah, just like I said, it just goes to speak about his determination to know more about the character from initially being introduced to him through the games, but to go into the books to read more about him, to understand more about this character. It just speaks a lot to his dedication to his work, and it's not surprising that he would be interested in do all that. I mean, guys making computers for fun, so
he's basically a gamer. So
yeah, he's a gamer. He's got geek entertainment, so cool.
Right. Omega, anything on this and opinion on season 2? Just if you saw it, if you watched it of Witcher.
I've started watching season 2. I'm about 3 episodes in, so I'm definitely stoked about it. I mean, I was like pretty excited about the first season, so the second season, how it even started off, was pretty good. It's just amazing to see that Henry Cavill, the actor, is really invested into the lore, and also the sheer amount of his acting is just really good in it. Like, he really feels like a genuine Geralt, like the Witcher kind of like attitude. So yeah, I think it's amazing. Like, so with season 3 being him wanting it to be very loyal to the books, I think that is going to definitely hype up the fan base. I mean, you definitely don't want to let them down. I think it's even just from a personal level, from his aspect in acting, that he wants to see this thing pretty much stay the course of what people want to see, and definitely from the video games too. So it's just like two big communities verging together as one, like to what they really want to see. I'm definitely gonna finish it. And I'm gonna be looking forward to season 3. I couldn't get the chance to really binge watch and stuff, like busy and stuff. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I hear you. And shout out to Hunter. What's going on, Hunter? Swift, any opinions on Witcher season 3, season 2? If you watched it?
Nah, I've never really heard of. Like, I've heard of it a couple times when it deals with gaming, but I did not. Nah, I didn't even know how to show. To be honest with you.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I'd like to add one more thing.
Wait, Swift, go ahead.
I haven't gotten to the. Oh, sorry. I haven't got to the Siri actual part. But from I've seen the trailers, and like they picked a really good Siri. I mean, she looks, I mean, very much like the characters, that we've seen. But I mean, she's pretty hot too. So yeah, I think like guys gonna be extra geeked out. You know what I mean?
Right. What? Anything else you had, Swift?
Nah, that's it. I'm just unplugged, man.
Oh god. Okay. All right, Lawrence, go ahead. Any thoughts on this?
I have it queued up. I haven't watched it yet. But I will say, in all fairness, I'm really happy for Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah.
It's bringing him much success. He looks like he's having a great time. I love the way he's old school when it comes to interacting with the fans and the people who enjoy the show. So yeah, if nothing else, I'm happy for him. It's overdue, especially with the way he got that crappy scripting at DC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if nothing else, I'm happy for him, and I sincerely mean that.
Definitely. We gotta really keep an eye on him because he has a lot of interest in different series. Like, what was it? I know he's interested in Mass Effect. He talked about that.
There's a rumor. There's a rumor he's looking to be part of that. Something about his Witcher character showing up in Warhammer or something like that.
Oh yeah, he's interested in Warhammer. Somewhere. What's that other series? What's that other one? It's another. It's on Xbox. What's that popular series? It's like RPG, kind of like RPG. Like, well, it's multi-plat. It's RPG like. You can like. I forgot the name.
Are you talking Dragon Age?
No.
Is it World of Warcraft?
No.
What kind of RPG?
Shit.
Warhammer?
Total War?
What's that one? Oh, okay. Hunter knows. Hunter uses that avatar all the time. What's that avatar Hunter uses?
Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout. Yeah. I think he said he had an interest in Fallout too.
Fallout.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had an interest in that as well. Also he also had an interest in Red Dead Redemption. If they had ever made a movie, that'd be really legit. So shout out to Henry Cavill.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, and like we discussed, I'm not really a gamer, but like I said, when it comes to Henry Cavill, I can respect and appreciate what he's doing, because this man's been like a gamer since childhood, he said. You know what I'm saying? So when he comes in, I know he's coming in with love and passion. So that's why I'm willing to watch him.
Totally. And not only that, the game is based off the book, so it does.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I said, at least he's got respect for the material.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And not only that, I forgot to point out what also, because I've looked at a lot of different YouTube shorts on that have actually gone through and looked at his movements as far as actual medieval sword fighting and everything like that. And one thing, they credit, his actual movements. He's actually, you could tell he's actually worked in actual medieval sword fighting and combat for this actual role. So, but
did you have anything, Trunkz, on this? Did you see season 2 or any thoughts on season 3?
Okay, so I personally have not seen The Witcher. But because I like Henry Cavill, he's a great actor. I've also seen like a lot of interviews with him. So, I mean, if you guys really recommend it, I will give it a shot. Even though like 99% of what I watch are Japanese cartoons, I'll give this real life person thing a try. But regardless, I saw an interview and he actually said that. Like all those like forums that you guys may or may not be on for like all like the nerdy stuff, like what was it, like DC or like even forums talking about like The Witcher and stuff. Yeah, all of that.
Or anime.
Hey man, don't include that. That's not
I mean, he's like all this nerdy stuff, all these places you guys
Trunkz,
go,
man.
like he don't go there.
Yeah,
I'm like, I mean,
Trunkz, you didn't learn your lesson the first time, Trunkz.
I'm just saying. I mean, like, is Wayne Brady gonna have to slap a bitch? I mean, what?
God, Trunkz, man.
Yeah. Wait. I'll finish my point real quick.
All
Henry
right.
Cavill said he's actually he himself is on those forums too. Like he revealed that in an interview. So he's seen an anonymous account. It might be him.
All right.
So like he's like really, really into this stuff too. It's basically the same thing as what you were saying earlier. Like I saw an interview confirming it. So I don't know. I'll give The Witcher a shot. I'll binge it before school starts.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Seems dope.
Anything, Adeeus, on Witcher season 2 or season 3?
No, I haven't seen any other Witcher or played the games, but I'm excited to do so soon.
All right. Cool. So next up, we got big news from all of the Jump events from Jump Festa 2022. We already kind of talked about it a little bit with the Bleach stuff we covered. So some stuff that's coming out. We got the Slam Dunk anime film coming out fall of next year. Of course, we got Bleach. There was a Naruto anime 20th anniversary with key visuals revealed for the event. I guess they were kind of promoting the next season for next year. We'll see how Boruto goes. I mean, that's just my thoughts. We got the Dragon Ball superhero anime film. I think Swift has an article on that. We'll be covering that too for April next year. There will be a new Yu-Gi-Oh! TV anime series called Go Rush for the April 2022 window. So that's pretty much like what, spring anime season? Yeah. Let's see, we got some more stuff on Straw Hats Rock Out and visuals for One Piece Red. Of course, we already mentioned it. Spy Family will be coming out. That should be interesting. What else? We got the Chainsaw Man TV anime coming out next year. Hell's Paradise coming out. What else we got? Let's see. Let me see. Oh, Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone season 3 is coming out. We'll see how that goes. Platinum End got a new ending theme. Okay. Of course, Demon Slayer is continuing. Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie should be coming out. Of course, My Hero Academia season 6. And yeah, Black Clover is also getting a movie too. So a lot of stuff coming out, man. A lot of stuff coming out, and like we said before, we'll see how everything goes. It comes out, we critique it, and that's pretty much how it goes about. Any thoughts on this, Adeeus? with Jump Festa? Anything that got released?
Nah, not personally. Just gonna keep an eye out for everything that's coming out.
Yep, same here, same here. Anything Trunkz? Or yeah, go ahead, Trunkz.
Well, I'm excited. That's all I can really say for this.
You know, nerds are excited too, Trunkz, right?
Oh man, y'all ain't gonna stop with that.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I had to. I couldn't resist.
No, he set
anime's
himself
not
up for that. Yes, it is.
I couldn't resist.
Anime is
No,
nerd
it's not,
and
it's
geek
not.
content. It's supported by nerds.
Bro, but it's not like a nerd exclusive thing like Star Wars is. Or
What the
other
hell is a
stuff.
nerd exclusive?
Yes, it is. It's
Yo,
financially
Trunkz,
supported by
stop.
nerds.
You should stop. You should
Trunkz,
stop.
stop.
Anime is so
Stop.
nerdy.
He said a nerd exclusive.
Yo,
What?
It's a niche.
Yo.
You should stop, Trunkz.
Trunkz,
You should stop.
If you're not from
Please.
Japan, you're a nerd if you like anime, bro.
Trunkz.
Nerd exclusive.
Trunkz.
Yo,
He
that's
said nerd
crazy.
exclusive.
Yeah.
This guy Trunks
I've
eating
never
ramen
seen
and
like
hockey
that before,
sticks.
bro.
Talking about he's not a nerd.
Trunks, man. God damn. Last episode of the year.
I will
damn.
not return to this show until he is gone.
God damn.
Gone.
This guy said nerd
take the
exclusive.
nerd pill. Take the nerd pill. Swallow the nerd pill.
Oh my god. Anything on this, Lawrence?
I said what I had to say. He got to go.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just joking. I'm just
yeah, go
joking.
ahead.
I got nothing on this.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry, Truck. I couldn't help it. I mean, I just couldn't help it. Swift, anything on Jump Festa?
Yeah, I guess I got a couple. I didn't know there's a new Yu-Gi-Oh show coming out, so I may or may not check it out. You know,
You know
Y'all-
you're
y'all know how I
gonna,
feel
you're gonna
about
watch it.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
You know you're gonna watch
You know how I
Yu-Gi-Oh.
feel.
You're
Y'all
gonna
know how.
watch it.
Nah, I haven't seen like the past 2 or 3. So
Oh,
if it's
okay.
like if it's a little like Katie or something, I'm probably not gonna watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
You already know they got Dr. Stone. They about to go be like One Piece. They had the little bow and everything. So got that. What else? We'll talk about Dragon Ball Super's movie later.
Right.
But other than that, I guess that's it.
Okay.
Swift, when are you gonna play me in Yu-Gi-Oh like a man, bro?
Oh god.
Head out, bro.
My elemental hero deck is waiting to kick your ass.
Oh yeah. Hey, wait. Adeeus don't know about Hasselberry. He'll know about that Dino DNA yet.
Oh great. That's gonna be funny to watch him react to that. What else? What do you think, Omega, on Jump Festa?
Yeah, I don't know. I have nothing too much to say on it. I'm looking forward to the Spy Family, but yeah, I'm very limited on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think you say
It's gonna be awesome. That's all I gotta say.
How about you, Aizen? Any thoughts on Jump Festa's announcements?
Nothing really. Just that Star Wars has anime and comics, which is essentially similar to manga. So it's all geek and nerd.
Ha! All right. Next up, go ahead, Lawrence.
Unlike Star Wars.
Man, this is geez. I'm sorry, you made me laugh. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Humor's fine.
But anyway, Dark Horse Comics has, after all the rumors, has actually been purchased by a gaming company out of Sweden, called Embracer. Everyone initially thought that it was going to end up going to a media company here in America, or a movie studio per se, but right now it hasn't. When the Embracer Group bought Dark Horse, they bought everything. They bought the publishing arm, which is 300 properties, which include The Mask, Time Cop, Ghost, Star Wars, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Stranger Things, and including Witcher. They have the titles and controls of that. They also have Keanu Reeves' Berserker, the classic Lone Wolf and Cub, I mean, Rusty, Grendel, I mean, Legend of Zelda, they got all of that buying Dark Horse. They also bought the entertainment wing, which is a production company that produced 40 films. Prime example, Mask, Hellboy, etc. And they also bought their comic shop, their retail location, Things from Another World. So it was a good deal. It's a gaming company. They're going to look to expand on, of course, obviously more gaming. And I'm pretty sure they're going to try to bleed out into not action figures, the Rinzen statues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure somebody from Hollywood will come knock in and talk to them about turning some more properties into movies or continue on what they do have. But it's a big deal, considering they're the 4th largest comic publishing company in North America. It also sends a signal to all the smaller companies, which they'll probably start looking for someone to acquire them as well. But outside of that, that's pretty much it. Michael Richardson, the owner, is very happy with the deal. He's got no complaints, and you don't see that too often. And they kept him on actually to run the company why he's been acquired. So it's a good day for him.
Okay. Anything on this Omega? Any thoughts?
I don't have too many thoughts on it, but I will say that with so many of the like cool characters that they have, it would be interesting to see them get their own video games. Like I see kind of like definitely like a strategy or maybe action third person, even third person shooters. So yeah.
Okay. Anything on this, Aizen?
Nothing.
Okay. Adeeus, anything on this?
Yeah, that's they got Dark Horse as a whole, not just the games. That's a huge purse. They've been on a tear recently. They also picked up Perfect World and Cryptic Studios, and a few other little companies. I think they got like 10 companies they just bought. I need to know where they're getting this cash from.
Yeah,
more than likely China. And just in case anybody didn't know, because I left it out, you got to also understand Dark Horse's production department was also the one creating the Umbrella Academy.
Okay.
So, like I said, they Embracer got a good deal. I can't.
Okay.
They got a real good deal.
Yeah, these guys Embracer, they're buying everything and smashing them together. I would like to see them just fix the underlying issues of Dark Horse, and because if they don't, I can see this getting bad in a few years. They seem to be pretty hands off though, so we'll see how this goes in terms of Dark Horse's quality coming out in the next few years.
Well, what underlying problems are you talking about?
I'm just saying whatever problems led to Dark Horse being purchased, like for them to go through that decision.
Oh no, there was no problems. Mike Richardson just decided he was getting too old to be handling it on his own. It was just that simple.
Oh, okay.
Which is not unusual in my field of work. Boomers get a certain age, they're ready to pass it on. They don't have anybody to pass it to. So, but no, there was no problems. I mean, Dark Horse is not like IDW. So,
okay.
You know what I mean? The Dark Horse is good. Dark Horse has had no problems like that at all.
Okay. So yeah, Embracer would be handoff. They let companies keep creative control. So if they can retain talent, then it should be pretty high upside then.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, actually, we should be looking at, with that amount of money they're bringing in, man. We should be looking at some good stuff coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything on this Trunkz or on the other one we covered with the purchase of?
This time no.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Alrighty. So next up, go ahead, Adeeus.
All right. We got Activision and Blizzard workers out open-ended strike and union drive. This was a pretty crazy turnout. I saw this. The strike fund was supporting work stoppages, raises over 100K in only 12 hours. And a group of Activision Blizzard workers announced that members will be taking part of that strike until demands were met and worker representation was finally given a place within the company. And they're calling for their peers in the industry to stand with them in creating a lasting change. This protest is, there's been walkouts, employer workouts because of harassment, gender discrimination, doing whatever they can to send their employers a message, right? Mm-hmm. And the week strike, I think it was about, I think it lasted a week. There were quality assurance contractors being dismissed. There were hundreds of employees that started joining the workout after taking it to social media. Community organizers got involved, took it to Twitter, and it was just a whole mess. And pretty much my thoughts on this are, I think it'll eventually expand into an industry-wide thing. I don't think it'll be just Activision Blizzard, because a lot of the QA guys get treated like shit, and they have steep barriers of entry for getting involved recently, and with everything being remote, it's been a little tougher doing QA, because typically you do QA in-house, you do it locally. Mm-hmm. So now they're assuming, like, as bad as it sounds, it's like, why pay people when you can have your player base do it for free? Mm-hmm. And so it's been pretty rough out here. And like I said, I hope they keep gaining more support and they're able to unionize. But yeah, industries are getting fucked hard right now.
This is interesting because, that's why I'm kind of glad I avoided joining any type of gaming company, with my career in IT. And I think that was a smart move to actually avoid that. Because these companies are getting a lot more vocal. Like the people that work there, getting a lot more vocal on social media about how they're having bad job experiences. So I mean, like you said, this will probably increase as the year goes by. They'll be more vocal about it. Strike and all these other union drives and all that stuff will probably increase with different companies, because the work-life balance of these jobs are really stressful. I mean, especially if like new projects coming out. You know how competitive it is in gaming, especially now. I mean, games can tank pretty easily if the audience don't like it. The audience is very vocal now. Look at what happened with the GTA trilogy. I mean, the audience was very vocal about that, and that probably affected Rockstar a little bit. So you got to be careful. What's coming out next year? God of War sequel. I mean, if that, let's just say that's trash, right? Well, it's gonna hurt the studio really hard. So, that job market is really, it's really dependent on the workers, and it can be stressful.
And it's a little weird because a lot of people are wondering, like, how can these companies allow to operate, without a union? And well, simply put, unions have always been about unskilled labor rather than skilled labor. Right. Factory workers unionize. If you're an artisan, you don't. And game dev, QA, it's all very skilled labor. Yep. So QA generally isn't, but a lot of people have historically thought QA is an entry-level position for game dev. That's why a lot of people from my field go from UX to QA. They already have their qualifications. So why unionize for a temporary job, especially if you're going to be a part of the leadership soon? And these artisans are a part of a guild, and so a guild can be considered a union. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to video games, I don't see game devs wanting to unionize for the industry as a whole, because eventually, like, you could snap, hate EA, and start your own company. And unless you're a really big name, you're not going to get a publisher deal right away. There's a good chance you and your colleagues are going to eat into your savings or rely on your SOs for a few years before you're ready to release. You're going to have a minimum salary, maximum working hours, and unless you're like a big star, it's going to be really hard. So this whole thing is just going to be pretty messy if it expands to the entire industry, especially the worker abuse stuff. Mm-hmm. Because if you're going to take power from management and give it a little bit more to the employees, then man, or if they just start outsourcing more, that could also lead to problems.
Mm-hmm. Anything on this, Trunkz? Anything? Thoughts?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just not educated enough to comment on this, so I'll pass this time.
Okay. Anything on this, Lawrence?
A couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, the Security and Exchange Commission, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and an investigation called by the shareholders claiming that the company managers falsified knowledge of the problems in the company. That's what we're looking at. So, okay. I'm trying to figure out how unionization would work here. And I'm asking you specifically, Adeeus, because that's one of the problems that's similar to the comic industry, artists unionizing. But how do you unionize an artist? Because art is so subjective, because that's always been the argument that's been used in court. And then if you bypass the employees and decide that you want to go with independent contractors, Activision and Blizzard is still at a loss, because if I remember correctly, California passed a ruling maybe 2-3 years ago that any person you call an independent contractor that works past a certain number of hours becomes an employee, whether you like it or not. Am I getting that right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. Well, I don't know. It shouldn't have never got this far, in my opinion.
Agreed.
It's old school shit. If you treat your employees right, you won't have this problem to begin with. So,
well, there's something else.
The issue is they're trying. What they're hoping for with the unionization is that they'll have more job security and less forced crunch time. The game industry is known for a lot of forced crunch time, and I think that they laid off, close to 1,000 people, in a single year.
Right. Because there's similarities between that crunch time and how they treat manga creators in Japan.
Yeah,
I mean, them boys don't even sleep. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they don't even sleep. So
Yeah.
That's why I was trying to figure out how. Because I'm assuming this is spillover from Gamergate and all that other stuff too.
Yeah, these issues have been trickling back since 2011 with Activision Blizzard.
Okay. Yeah. I figured as much.
At the very
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Aizen. You were going to say something, brother? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that the gaming industry is having the same problem that the comics industry is having.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's the real reason for the problems. I mean, when you have game developers saying, look, we're making this game. If you don't like it, then don't buy it. And nobody buys it. There's your problem.
Yeah.
And that's been going on for a while now. So it's just gotten worse.
Yeah. Because we deal with that with the political ideology in comics. And that's the first thing. You don't like my politics, don't buy my book. But you're not here to write about politics. You're here to write about a good story. So, I mean, it's like I said, I get the need for unionization. I absolutely do. Because like I said, if Activision and Blizzard has been having problems for years, and not just them. But for me, it's like, before you can do anything, you got to find a middle ground everybody can start from. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but you also have to have a product that's going to make money.
Right, and there's no guarantee whether it be this or comics that whatever you're putting out is actually going to make money until it actually gets there.
Yeah, and the problem for them is right now both have a horrible track record for getting out of red.
Right. And then there's the flip side of it that sometimes, more often than not, once you unionize, people kind of get lazy.
Well,
They don't want to work as hard because they think they're protected, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying everybody, but it does happen. There are those in there that do that. So,
you know, with that comment, it just makes you wonder, as lazy as they are now, God, it'd be awful to see how much lazier they get. Because, I mean, when we talk about the storylines and everything, you know, for both comics and now these video games as well, they're horrible and they're lazy. So, God, it'd be, if it's god awful now, oh my God, it'd be
it's tricky because I don't want to make the assumption everybody's lazy because I don't believe that's true. They wouldn't have been able to reach the level of success that they have for all these years if everybody was lazy. Company would have went out of business long ago.
Well, I will say with the way everything is now, with who they've got, you know, what they're pushing now. Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything on this, Omega? Any thoughts?
Real quick, you guys also got to take into account that Activision Blizzard, these guys are known for having their QA team be made up of contractors, and they force these guys to relocate, give them a bunch of crunch time hours, and then they just sack them right afterwards.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. Omega, any thoughts on the last one we covered?
All I gotta say is, what do you call stealing ideas from many?
What?
Research.
I'm sorry. Say that again. What do you call stealing ideas from many? Research?
Yeah.
Yeah, R&D. Yeah. It's R&D, research and development. Yeah.
Now, there's definitely a problem with just as soon as, you know, everything's said and done, you're fired. I mean, you pretty much, it's almost the same thing with sometimes construction. You know, you just, let's bide our time. Let's, you know, keep getting the money and, you know, but I see them, you know, saying, hey, you know, things got to change. I mean, you know, strenuous work times and then everything is deadline. There's no telling how fast the speed of, you know, the commitment to the project needs to be ended so they can get the whole thing done, you know. So it can be a very stressful job as far as knowing like deadlines, you know, but I think it's just a factor of how the people are being treated. But
yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's the biggest thing, because every place you work has deadlines, man. I think it's more about how you treat the people.
SLA.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, you know, I'll add one thing. Why do you think you know, I drink coffee?
Yeah.
I like to do stupid things faster with more energy.
Right.
That's right.
And that's all I got to say about that.
But I think a lot of it is so simple to fix. I mean, you get computer systems and servers done properly. You can have those people work from home. You can have QA work from home as well. Just build a secondary server section that the work can be dropped into, that can be checked, and then, you know, and then you roll out. I mean, this is not rocket science. This is not a hard fix. It just isn't.
Let's not go there, because how does NASA organize a party?
What do you mean?
How does NASA organize a party?
How?
They plan it.
No, what I'm talking about is what I'm talking about is kissing it. Just kiss it. Just kiss it.
All right.
So I mean, if I'm gonna get 30K, 20K a year, and you're gonna talk shit to me,
well, that's the first mistake.
Travel across the whole country to do that.
Well, that's the first mistake. You shouldn't be making 20, 30. Seriously,
yeah, you should.
I think right out the gate, even for the lowest tier intern, you should be starting at 45 in gaming. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, because it's IT. It's IT. So
40 to 65, in my opinion.
It's 40 to 60.
That's fine too. But like I said, the lowest person in that place should not be making less than 45. That's my personal opinion.
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean, especially
you do have to figure why scientists trust atoms, right?
Okay,
we're not going to do that.
Let's move on. Let's get to the next one. All right.
They make up everything.
Why is he not doing stand up?
Okay. Wait. Closing thoughts. Closing thoughts.
Oh wow. Right.
Oftentimes I've actually seen that even like 65K is like not nearly enough to like sustain living by yourself.
Depending on where you are,
Depends
yeah.
on what
True.
state you're in, yeah.
I was
Depends on
talking
the
about
state,
like
yeah.
my area, which
in
is
the
like
South.
King.
Woo,
Yeah. Your area is way too expensive. Anyway.
Yeah, so
Oh,
like
God.
I think the minimum should be like at least like 80K, man. Otherwise, you can't even live here by yourself. Otherwise, you'll be driving like hour and a half to work every day.
Well, usually most of the time they do base it also on location. So
Exactly.
On location.
Yeah, but that's not that's.
No, what I'm
not,
saying is the minimum would change for your location.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
Ideally, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so in IT, if I'm in North Dakota and my company's in Cali, I'm gonna get Cali salary.
Well, I wonder though, and maybe Soul Provider can tell us this real quick so we can move on. But if you're working somewhere else, like if you move, right?
Yeah.
Your pay won't change, right? It'll still be whatever you're making.
It's the salary of the state with a
unless the state you're going to has a higher cost of living. If it doesn't, your salary will stay exactly the same as it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, it depends on. Well, it also depends on the deal that you're making with your manager or whatever on what you agreed with anyway too. So that matters. But
is that even allowed? Can they even ask you what did you make at your old job?
Well, I'm talking about
they can ask,
you're gonna.
But you don't have to answer.
Okay, well, true. Well, I'm talking about the same company. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That was my answer for the same company.
But Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Swift.
Before I was gonna say before that, because I just want to say it depends on what you tolerate as well. If you're tolerating getting bullied, making 20K, 30K, but your skill demands more and you're not demanding for it, they're just going to continue to use you. I'll just leave it at that.
We should have a show just to talk about this.
Highly agree. I'm for it.
But anyways, Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, they got a new trailer for the new Dragon Ball movie. And my boy Gohan is back now. He's looking fresh. He got the little Piccolo fit he had during the Soul Saga. You know, with the cape, purple suit on. We haven't seen Great Saiyaman yet, so that's a good sign. But I have a feeling he's gonna be there. Reason being, the movie's called Dragon Ball Superhero, so you already know what's gonna deal with. To me, at least, before even all the trailers came out, I thought it was going to be based off Gohan, and it's looking like I'm been proven right because it's called Superhero. No one else in the show, besides like Gohan's wife Videl, has attempted to be a superhero like Gohan. So, and Gohan's actually going to be the main character of the movie as well.
Oh wow! Okay.
So, yeah. Only issue that I've seen so far though, it's looking like it's only going to be in Japan. That's the only issue I see. But they could pull a Dragon Ball Broly to where they release it in April and then release the English version in the next month.
Yeah, kind of like with Demon Slayer, right? Like where they released it at one date for Japan and we get it later here in the US, right? Kind of like that.
Yeah. I think it's going to be something similar with Jujutsu Kaisen because that movie just came out yesterday, literally, but they haven't had anything for it coming out in English. So,
okay, okay. Well, Dragon Ball having another movie, I'm not really too surprised. And I did see the trailer. It was pretty. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cool seeing Gohan in his old Piccolo outfit. I mean, that kind of gave me nostalgia from the Cell Saga. Him being the main character, cool. You're kind of right on this Great Saiyaman thing. Most likely, you know, they're gonna. I mean, superhero. He's the only one who did the superhero thing, so we might see his outfit, which I don't really care for. But I don't know. I haven't really heard much about this movie besides what you mentioned. So I guess I'm probably gonna try to. Maybe we'll get another trailer in next year. Do you know the release date of this, Swift?
It should be sometime in April.
Okay,
sometime in April. That's from what I remember.
All right. Well, maybe we'll get another trailer before then or something. But I haven't really researched this movie that much, but I'll definitely check it out when it comes out.
Oh, and to add on, it looks like not Goku. Looks like Gohan's going to be the one fighting the main villains as well. So, because Goku and Vegeta, they're off on Beerus's planet from what it looks like in the trailers.
Okay.
So it's going to be Gohan and Piccolo.
I hope so, honestly. I mean, I kind of hope so.
Father and son.
Oh, okay. All right. Any thoughts on this, Aizen?
Yeah. Well, you know, my thoughts are, you have a nerd cosplaying as a superhero.
What, Aizen?
A nerd cosplaying as a superhero. So it just goes to show that anime is nerd-based content.
No,
it doesn't get any more nerdy than that. It doesn't. It just shows you. A nerd in Gohan cosplaying as a goofy superhero with a motorcycle helmet on. It doesn't get any nerdier than that. I rest my case.
All right, case taken.
But he's a real superhero.
What? Okay, what's your thoughts,
Did you say real?
Yeah.
Like Pinocchio was a real boy?
No, I think he means in his universe. I think he means
were you talking about what?
Wait, it's your turn, Trunkz. Go ahead. Give us your thoughts and everything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I'll watch it. Yeah, I don't know. Just like same thing what you said before. Just seeing Gohan in the Piccolo fit. Yeah, I think that was like the best arc in Dragon Ball itself, just the Cell Saga. I think that was like I think he was like ahead of his time personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. I feel like again, controversial opinion, but I think he should have just taken over the Dragon Ball series. I liked him as a protagonist.
That would have been cool, actually.
Yeah.
Would have been cool. Okay. What do you think, Omega, on the new Dragon Ball movie?
My take on it is it's going to be impressive. Hopefully we do get to see Mystic Gohan. So, yeah. But then again, if it's Dragon Ball Super, have they already covered that arc? Or is he just like regular?
So I'll say this. In the Tournament of Power, Gohan, he got his ultimate form back, but he was still able to transform into Super Saiyan 2. But here's the thing. In the movie, I don't know if he either gets, if that's his regular Super Saiyan form, he gets a new form that mixes his ultimate form with Super Saiyan. But from the trailer, he just turns Super Saiyan. But usually whenever he turns Super Saiyan, after the Buu Saga, he's weaker.
But they are incorporating the Gohan Great Saiyan Man, are they?
They haven't
that was more
said
like
anything.
Comedy.
But if they haven't said anything. But if they did, I wouldn't be too surprised. Something else. Something else though, this takes place sometime in the future too, when Pan is like, I don't know, 5. He's old enough to at least fight. So that's another reason why I said the Great Saiyan Man as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I think it's gonna be pretty good. I always liked the character, so heck, I even liked him when he was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna buckle down and take my ass to school and get, I'll be my dad, like kind of, like just. I mean, it's definitely shows like how they stuck to his upbringing, not only as a warrior, but also his time spent with his mother, learning his, curricular skills, so.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna be interesting seeing a character put down the books and put back up the fist. So.
Yeah, because that would be nerdy, right?
Bro, I'm not
definitely nerdy.
All right. Next up, Lawrence, you have anything on this Dragon Ball Super new movie?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Adeeus, anything on this?
Oh, the add-on, Gohan takes off his glasses in the trailer also. So that's how you know he's a nerd too.
Oh my god.
Was that a slight at me? Was that a slight at me?
Well, what?
Yo,
That's the nerd. That's the
He
D
takes off his
nerding.
glasses before turning Super Saiyan. So,
Oh my god.
you think Gohan is nerd pilled?
I definitely would
sure.
believe yes, for sure.
It's not
He
a
is
thing.
nerd pilled.
It's not a thing too. He's 100% nerd.
Yeah, right. All right. Anything on this,
He
Adeeus?
throw a book at Frieza.
Yeah, a few things. Just a slight reaction to the trailer. If you pay really close attention, Broly's in the film. You can see Goku training with Broly on what looks to be Beerus's planet. So I'm wondering, this is not even about Gohan. I don't care about him. I'm wondering if Broly is gonna be the god of destruction. I thought that it would be Vegeta going forward, but maybe it'll be Broly. Red Ribbon Army is hilarious. I mean, these niggas holding such a grudge, bro. This is hilarious. I like the colors. They go into Toriyama designs. I thought that was cool. CGI, I thought looked good. I know a lot of people aren't going to like it, but I think it looks good. And I just need to see what the Red Ribbon Army is going to do here. In terms of Gohan, if he's the main character against the Red Ribbon Army and they got all this other weird shit going on, they may have some sort of sciencey plot. So we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm. So before we get to this next one, what is everyone's thoughts on Matrix 4 who saw it? Go ahead. Did anyone see it?
I didn't, so I'll sit this one out.
All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Aizen, what's your thoughts on Matrix 4? Real quick.
Complete and utter trash.
Knew it.
It was god awful. It just god awful. To me, the whole thing that made the Matrix was the whole quarrel between Smith's philosophies and Neo's, and there was none of that. Smith versus Neo might have been about 10 minutes, 7 minutes of the movie at best. The rest of it was all about Trinity, pretty much. And it may have been 8 minutes of action, well, maybe 10 minutes of action in the whole movie, and it was just god awful. For me, this movie is like 3 Star Wars movies that I do not recognize. So that's all I got on it.
Okay. Mega, what's your thoughts on Matrix 4 real quick? Omega? Okay, maybe he's still singing. Omega? Alright. Let me see.
Wait. I muted my... Oh, okay.
What's your thoughts on Matrix 4 real quick?
I enjoyed it. It was pretty good to me. As far as like the story and like what led up to like the events, I almost have some like slight criticism about it.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish they went more into depth about how some machines seem to be at peace with the humans. That wasn't technically made clear a lot in the movie, but just from it covering that like Neo is like a game developer was pretty awesome. Like like how his memories started coming back, but him being a game dev is kind of like interesting, like because this whole world that he created was like from his memories, like kind of like slowly building up to why he's there and what's going on, but as far as the action, I enjoyed it. I don't know whether like a lot of people said the fighting was a little lackluster.
Exactly.
It has, I do say it doesn't own up to all the Matrix fight scenes in the past at all. But I did like the kind of destruction that was going on. And I know it was spamtastic, but that force push, the Matrix force push was, I don't know, I kind of like, I kept enjoying it, but you almost kind of sensed it was coming, like every scene, like every time he used it. But I definitely enjoyed it. Like I said, I wish they filled us in more about how these machines were not, all trying to drag people back into their pods. But above that, definitely the like bugs was like awesome, and the running scenes and some of the shooting scenes had it for me. But it was more of a I would say it was a chill thrill.
Okay. Lawrence, did you see Matrix 4? Damn. Okay. All
Whoa.
right.
That's
Look,
usually
man.
me.
Look,
Proper response. Proper response.
Look, man. Look. Matrix, Charlie's Angels, Terminator 3, the Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Nobody asked for these.
Yep.
Nobody. Nobody asked for them. And every time you bring one up, just like Aizen was just saying, the movie was predominantly about what? The chick.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
come on, man.
I mean, when you look at it, all the other three movies, what was the underlying fact that made it what it was?
Neo and Smith.
Well, not only that, this dude was supposed to be the one. He was labeled as the one. In this movie, he lost that status. She got
right.
it.
Yeah.
He became the zero.
I mean that's all we're talking about, man. We're talking about taking standard stories that have major impact, both philosophically and in pop culture, and just tweaking them to make them girl power, man. No, like I said, and even if it wasn't girl power, again, nobody asked for another Matrix movie. Nobody.
Nope.
Totally agree.
Nobody asked for a Terminator movie. Nobody asked for Charlie's Angels again. Nobody asked for these things, man.
They're gonna force you to like it.
Right.
I'm sorry, say that again.
So they're gonna force you to like it, Lawrence.
Well, that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much. And then when it doesn't do well, what do? They turn around and they blame us. But how can you? But how can you blame us? We didn't ask for it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man.
Right.
Try to throw that in because he's the women.
What's
in
your
face.
what's your thoughts on this, Trunkz? Did you see Matrix 4?
I did not.
What, was it too nerdy for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Count yourself.
I mean, I did
it wasn't
compare
nerdy.
the
It was
Star
just
Wars
trash.
earlier. So they compared to when the Star Wars.
All right,
movies are
never
out, so
mind.
it makes sense.
No. Say your thoughts. Say anything else, Trunkz? Sorry.
No, nothing. I was
Okay.
just. That's fine.
Adeeus, anything on Matrix 4? If you saw it? Adeeus?
F in chat.
Oh.
I'm back. I stepped away for a second. I'm
You're
sorry.
fine.
What I miss?
What's your quick thoughts on Matrix 4 if you saw it?
I did not see it.
Okay, cool. Swift, did you see Matrix 4? Probably not.
Nah.
Okay.
I haven't seen any Matrix movies, so.
I heard it was shit, so I stayed away from it.
Yeah, so my thoughts, right? Yeah, it was shit. It was terrible. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Worst
And that was
movie.
nice.
It was, yeah.
That's not trash. That's pretty average. That's
What?
watchable.
I'm like the only person.
5 out of
gave
10.
it
You said 5 out of 10?
Yeah,
I can't.
that's a terrible score.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's
That's like
average.
That's a 50.
I couldn't give it. I
That's
couldn't
right
give
in
it
the
over.
middle.
I gave it a 3 personally.
Yeah, and I
You
was
gave it a
being
3?
nice. I could have gave it
Oh, wow.
a lower score, but yeah, it was terrible. I mean, so Neo is basically 2 now, and Trinity is 1 now. That's what I call it. And I have a prediction that they're gonna have kids, and the child's gonna be called 3. That's my prediction there. And the child's gonna be like, I don't know what my gender is, or some dumb shit like that. But that's my prediction.
Look, man, you and Aizen seeing that. As far as the two of you have received the mark. That's all I got, man.
Man, this nerd shit has gone too
come to
far.
think about it,
Okay,
if it's named 3, then possibly it's gonna be like third gender,
bro.
Like there's gonna be like some new hybrid gender.
Okay, all right, yeah, let's get out of there.
Nerd shit.
All right,
but you can see it. Two characters go into the Matrix to become one. You can see it. I mean, it's so freaking obvious.
Right.
No, they didn't become one. No, he went from the one status. He became a half a damn star.
No, but I'm talking about their kid. I'm talking about what Soul's talking about. If they had kids, you got a son and a daughter, and then they go into the Matrix, and all of a sudden they merge into one new thing. You can see it, man, dude.
It's happening.
I don't even want to see it.
It's happening. Oh, well, we'll see. I mean, when it comes out,
maybe they call it the third just to make it sound more cooler.
Oh God, yo, I know the title: Matrix, New Gender. Fucked up.
Okay.
Okay, let me stop. Let me stop.
Okay,
we're gonna get out of there. Get out of there.
A boy and a girl together. Half the face is done in makeup. There's a furry tail on them because you got to please the furries. And you just keep adding on and on and on.
Let's get out of there.
It's gone too far.
No, we got too far on that one.
Get out of there. You've gone too far because, anyways, it wouldn't happen because she left Chad because he was oppressive anyway. Go on.
Go ahead, Trunkz.
I'm gonna unplug everyone.
Chad always wins. What?
Go ahead. You're next up on this Black Clover one.
Okay. Well, so Black Clover it's getting a game in 2022, and it will be a mobile game. But I made this point earlier about Bleach as well, that animes like Black Clover and Bleach, like it should be on a console, not on like your little piece of glass that you carry around in your pocket, like unless it's like an RPG, because these games are like, it's going to be like way too dynamic, like these animes themselves. Like there's a lot of like people shooting shit at each other, flying around, this and that. Like, I don't know. I just can't see it being executed well on a phone. That's my thoughts. I mean, of course, I'm still going to download and play it because why not? But yeah, it's my thoughts on it. What about you guys?
Okay, so I'm with you on that. I think although the mobile game market is out there, people are on their phones a lot, tablets. So I see why people are like the mobile game, I guess, market is growing. But once again, and especially with anime games, it's not like we get a ton of good anime games anyway, So if you're going to release one, make sure, this is a legit game. And to have this on the mobile platform kind of tells me maybe it's not going to be so. I think one game, what was it, Genshin Impact? I think that's big on mobile, right?
Yeah.
But still, I mean, I'm with you. This could have been a great console game. Or, well, actually, we don't know how the game's going to be first, but if you're going to make an anime game, make it on consoles, PC, and see how it does there instead of starting on a mobile phone. I don't know. I'm not really with that. That's my thoughts on it. Anything on this? Go ahead, Aizen.
No, I really don't have anything. Don't know much about Black Clover, so go ahead.
Okay. Omega, anything on this game coming out next year?
I only seen a little of the anime, but I don't have too much to cover on it, but it should be interesting. Well, I don't know, because phone, I don't have even any really smartphone games, so
same here.
I'm very limited on it, but hey, if it's anime and it's fun, I mean, if it's, I don't know, what genre is it following after? Like, do we know, or?
No. What do you mean, like Black Clover itself, or the game, or like
the game itself? Like, is it gonna be like Fortnite, or is it MMO, or
no idea?
No idea. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna pass on this one then, but I did like the anime stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, you can't win either way. Like, if it's on mobile, it doesn't matter how, like, what format it is. Even if it is, like, I don't know, like a little, like, RPG game. I mean, just why? Like, why wouldn't you just... I would rather just then make, like, a full-on, like, high-budget, like, super-duper good graphics game and, like, put that on, like, I don't know, PlayStation or Switch or something like that. And, like, you know, just have it be a good game rather than just, I don't know. I don't know. I only, like, have, like, really simple games on my phone that I rarely ever play.
Right.
So, like, I don't pull out my phone to play, like, you know, like, and expect, like, I don't know, like, ultimate gameplay experience, like, super duper graphics and this and that, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then another thing is, you know, Black Clover doesn't really have a good track record. I think it did have a console game before, and it didn't do too well. So that could be why maybe they went on mobile. Know. Yeah, there was an old, I forgot, it might have been on PS4, actually.
It's called Black Clover Quartet Nights. Literally, the game is decent, but no one plays that game.
Right, there you go. So maybe that's why they said, oh, let's try mobile. So we'll just have to see, and, you know, we'll judge it. Anything on this, Lawrence? I don't know if you...
No, sir. No, sir.
All right.
I'm good.
Go ahead, Swift. What do you think?
I mean, it might be a good mobile game, but not anywhere here in the U.S. Mobile games are really popular in Japan, so I could see it doing really well there. Like, they have the My Hero game they have on mobile in Japan looks better than the one they have on console.
Damn.
That's not coming to the U.S.
That's cold.
I'm not lying.
Really?
I'm not lying. The game looks good.
Oh, shit.
For it to be on a mobile game?
That's cold.
and it's Japan only, and it looks better than the one on console. So.
Damn.
I think Black Clover might do the same. Black Clover and My Hero are comparable. My Hero has more popularity, but Black Clover is just better.
Agreed. Highly agreed.
Okay. What do you think, Adeeus, on the Black Clover game coming out?
No thoughts here. I'll pass.
Okay. So we covered. Okay, I asked you guys about Spider-Man. I asked you about Witcher, Matrix. Did anyone see the finale of Hawkeye? Anyone see Hawkeye? Quick thoughts if you have seen Hawkeye.
No, I didn't see it.
Man,
no, that's for nerds.
Yeah,
Lord.
I've only watched previews, so
okay.
Too nerdy.
Somebody did tell me. I believe we talked about it. What was that? It was on YouTube or somewhere where they were talking about it a bit.
Choose your words wisely.
Uh-oh. All right, so my thoughts, right?
Yeah, get out of there.
the Hawkeye finale, though, I mean, they nerfed Kingpin like crazy, but then there was an article saying, you know, the actor said that, you know, Kingpin and Marvel and Netflix is the same thing as Marvel Disney. It's just that, I don't know, he says it's the same character or some shit, but I think some people were saying that he's stronger or something in the MCU now because he, you know, what happened with the Hawkeye finale. It's like he's stronger apparently, but then when you saw the fight versus him and Kate Bishop, it's like, what? How'd that happen? Without spoiling it, but I think this was like the weakest show out of all we've seen from the Marvel Phase 4 this year. I think it's the weakest one. I don't think it needs a season 2, but I think the only purpose of the show was to kind of promote Kate Bishop and kind of launch her into the MCU, which I think they did okay with, but I don't know. I just think I don't want to see a season 2 of this. That's my thoughts.
You know, after what I heard that happened there, and how they did Kingpin, it just lets me know I was right to cancel my Disney Plus subscription.
God damn. Okay. Oh shit. Man,
yes, sir.
It was pretty bad. What do you think, Lawrence? Go ahead. I know you've been itching to get your shit off. Let's go.
What? Look, man. It's the same thing. I'm always coming from the comic book direction. I know in the comics, which they're taking these stories from, that once they introduced her, she's a know-it-all. She has all the skills without having any training necessary. They diminish Hawkeye and any other villain that fights against her because she's the bestest ever.
Yeah, I know, right?
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah. There ain't no reason she should be able to have enough waifu to go up against freaking Kingpin. Look, man,
this
come
this
on.
was a guy that Spider-Man had to take seriously when fighting him
with super strength.
Yes,
damn,
yes,
really?
and all his other senses. Yes, he had to take.
Well, Spider-Man can lift 10 tons. And he has a problem fighting Kingpin. Think about
and most of that he has a problem with is because he doesn't take things seriously, just because of his nature. But
right.
You know what?
He could, but he knew he couldn't. He couldn't joke around with him. He had to take him seriously enough.
You know what?
Yeah. And then you got Daredevil.
Yeah.
Even in the Spider-Man video game, when you go against Kingpin, that fight's like fucking Dragon Ball Z for like a couple of minutes of that fight. Like y'all be going through buildings and shit. So to see that, I'm like to see that and compare it to the fight versus Kate Bishop, I'm like, what was this? And then to troll us even harder, they fought in a damn toy store? Really? Like even when when Kate Bishop's getting thrown all over the place, it's like with pillows and shit. I'm like, okay, Marvel, we got it. We got it.
And not only is Kingpin strong, he's smart. He's highly intelligent. So yeah.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, he might as well be, I don't know, the Marvel's version of a poor man's Lex Luthor, I guess. I don't know.
Damn.
Well, I'd like to shed some light.
But
on
he
this.
can physically, he's physically stronger than Lex Luthor.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, he's souped up.
Well, I'll shed a little light on this. Why definitely he is a foe to be reckoned with. His size throws people off because his body, though it is massive,
they think it's fat.
They think it's fat, but
it's solid muscle.
Really just solid muscle.
Yeah, that's why.
Yes.
Also, over the years, even when he was incarcerated, he learned, kind of just your brutal fighting, kind of like pit fighting a bit, but he's already been skilled in, like, I believe various styles of wrestling and judo and also sumo.
Yeah.
So like he can pretty much handle himself way beyond the levels of an average human being. That's why I believe he gives Spider-Man a bit run for his money. But Spider-Man holds back.
True. That's true.
So, you know what I'm saying? Now, there's been times where his remarkable strength have not grown like men like that are pretty much. I mean, he's given the Punisher a run for his money, of course, Daredevil, but he's not one to be underestimated though. And the speed also, like you would think his weight would slow him down, but he's pretty agile.
Yeah, that's how Spider-Man used to get messed up. He couldn't believe somebody that big could move that fast.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a big boy. That's what I'm saying. The whole Hawkeye thing and Kate Bishop, man, come on, man. I mean, you know, I think that. Look, you're watching a movie. There's a certain amount of suspension of belief you have to have.
Correct.
You know, I mean, it's just the nature of the game. But when what you present is so out of whack that it literally pulls you out of the story, you lost me.
Yeah. And see, I'm not even a comic book guy, but just to see that fight and watch her just come out of it like it was nothing. I'm like, yo, this is total cap. This has to be cap.
She didn't have a
okay.
She didn't
so
have a wound on her.
We're supposed to be convinced that she's a pro in martial arts and archery just because of the intro of the show. That's the only reason why we know that, because we're supposed to be convinced by the intro of the show that she's just a professional at everything, right? And then her first villain defeated is the Kingpin with the intro show. That's cap.
Yeah,
total cap.
Wasn't buying. Yeah,
and if you think about it, what did she really learn from Hawkeye? It's like she already knew everything. Like, what did she really learn?
That's what they do. That's what they do.
And you got to defeat this big villain. Big villain. He's a big deal.
That's what they do in the comics, and that's what it's
like,
going to
I
be.
could
like
imagine Spider-Man getting wind of it, and he just run right into a building. Like, what? She did what?
and not only that, I mean, there is a reason why. When every time, you know, whenever he gets taken out of play, he goes to jail. He's away from any period of time. Now there's a power struggle. But whenever he's in town in New York, ain't no power struggle.
Oh, true.
He's running this thing. So it just it's
true.
terrible.
Like in the Spider-Man game, like when he goes to you lock him up. I mean,
all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, all hell breaks loose. You know, he puts shit in order. You know. But yeah, those are just quick thoughts on Hawkeye. You know, I just thought I'd ask people. I mean, what a just give us this at the end of the year too. Like really, like goddamn, this is our gift. You could have ended off in a stronger note. That's all I'm saying. But we'll have to see.
I mean, what the TV shows, I mean, they're lame, man. I mean, all of them are lame to some degree for some reason, man. I can't roll, man.
Yeah, we'll see we'll see. Next up, and what's up, Curls with the Curls in the chat. What's up, Black Curls? What's up? Go ahead, Aizen.
Okay, yeah. So we already seen. You watched whenever they had the game release. That was about a month ago. Last month, whenever they had it. One of the trailers they showed was for Star Wars Eclipse. And the developer Quantic Dream announced earlier this month at the Game Awards that it was making that's who's doing the Quantic Dream. It was a very kind of climactic little short video they did there for it. But industry insider Tom Henderson, it was alleged that Quantic Dream is having some struggles right out of the gate with Star Wars Eclipse. Henderson stressed this information should be taken as rumor, but he went on to say that one of the main points of contention with Eclipse at this moment involves the game's engine. So that sounds like some pretty big. It sounds like a pretty big issue if that is so. So it's saying that the engine itself has been designed. Because of the studio's previous work on titles like Detroit, Become Human, and Beyond Two Souls, the engine itself has been designed to work with a very specific type of game. So it's going to show you it did. Yeah, well, a terrible Star Wars game. It's not like it's completely unheard of, but
sadly.
Yeah, sadly. Sadly. EA had been doing it up until, they had this last little, and I was hoping they would mess up, but until they finally threw out a good one with the Fallen Order.
Right. Yeah.
They had been messing it up. But it's not unheard of. So we'll see what happens. I probably won't be getting it unless, it's on one of them good Steam sales for like 75% off. I don't think I can do it for anything under that, but we'll see.
I'll say with this one is okay. So we got Detroit Become Human, Beyond Two Souls. Now I would say story wise, those games got a lot of props from gamers, and graphic wise, they got a lot of props. So you would think this would be a great alley-oop to create a great new game for Star Wars after the alley-oop from Fallen Order, which was also pretty good. So for me, until I see gameplay, then I can really judge it. All this talk they're having right now, show me some gameplay or a trailer or whatever, then I'll judge then. For now, I mean, this thing is still being cooked in the oven, so we just have to wait till we get some more footage or something of this game. And also we're getting, a remake for KOTOR 1. So Star Wars got a couple games coming that could be successful, and probably a sequel to Fallen Order. So I'm just going to hold off on this one for now until we get more stuff. That's my thought.
Don't get your hopes up too much on it remake for the Knights of the Old Republic.
Really?
You got people that don't even care about the first one. On this remake, so that's just a recipe for a bad game.
Man, man, I hope that shit's good. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, don't get your hopes up like people did for the Matrix 4. But anyway.
Oh God. Oh yeah, right. Any thoughts, Swift? Or is this oh, go ahead. What's your thought?
No, I don't really watch Star Wars like that. I mean, the closest thing I saw to Star Wars is this new, I think it's a new show on either Disney Plus or HBO Max on like Boba Fett or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not really into Star Wars.
Okay. Adeeus, anything on this one? Adeeus, you there?
I think he's gone right now.
Oh, okay. Trunkz, anything on this?
Too nerdy.
Well, I'm not a nerd. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Trunkz. Okay. All right. Lawrence, anything?
Not a nerd.
Kathleen Turner needs to be fridged.
To God. Okay.
Not Kathleen Turner. I'm just fooling around. So, but she's. I mean, she doesn't know what she's doing, man. She's running the franchise into the ground.
Wrong last name, anyways. But
that's what I said. I got the last name wrong. But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. We don't need to mention it.
Yeah, man. Mega, anything on this one?
It's too early, so I kind of don't have much to insight it about. Isn't it kind of rare though for them? Like, I don't know, most Star Wars games aren't bad, but like I said, it's too early, so I'm gonna say less on this.
Okay, cool. Next up, go. Oh damn, Adeeus is not here. Dang. Okay, I might have to. Oh, there he is. Boom.
Let's talk about his article anyway.
Yo, Adeeus, you there?
I'm back, and I do have some thoughts.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay, say your thoughts on the last one.
Talk about Star Wars.
Go ahead.
I'm excited. I want to give a shout out to Quantic Dream. I love Detroit. I like Beyond Two Souls. I played Heavy Rain 100 times when it came out like 10 years ago. A single player narrative driven experience with the multiple paths and endings. That's something I think will work well with the philosophy and the politics that are in a Star Wars story. So I'm looking forward to that. I think the trailer was incredibly well designed. I just hope the gameplay matches up.
Right.
I just hope the gameplay matches up. I haven't seen any gameplay, and I'm not even sure what era the game takes place in. So.
Also, when you said that single player, yeah, they working on multiplayer mode for
really?
It.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is it still going to be the story-driven Quantic Dream game?
They're right now, from what I see, it seems like they're trying to figure out just how the game will even function.
Okay.
Right now. they don't know how because the engine they had, it was designed for those games that you spoke of before, but this Star Wars deal they're probably gonna have to come up with something new from what I've seen.
Yeah, because their strength has never been the gameplay. It's always been the storytelling, the decision making, the branching story paths, all the possible endings. So in an action adventure game multiplayer, now I'm confused. I need to see it. I need to see more.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I can't judge it till I see gameplay, and I also agree with the politics of Star Wars definitely does promote that type of game, like those ones mentioned completely. So we'll see when it comes out. But go ahead, Adeeus. This is on you.
All right, what we got? Let me see. Oh, Ubisoft just filed a trademark for a new Splinter Cell game. Yeah. So Splinter Cell is, of course, one of the best franchises in gaming of all time. It was standing toe to toe with Metal Gear and Hitman for a decade, and over the last few years, there's been demand for a new entry in the game, and so fans were hoping for an announcement on E3 for years from Ubisoft. And so pretty much now there's been a leak, that they've potentially filed for a trademark for a new game. And then there was another leak that came out from a renowned leaker, an insider in the gaming industry. And what we see here is that the new Splinter Cell will be focused on an open world, something along the likes of a Halo Infinite, as well as being a stealthier version of Assassin's Creed. That was the exact quote there. And so, going with the Halo Infinite comparison, one would expect, probably a more fitting comparison would be like the stealthy open world game of a Metal Gear Solid 5 at best, and at worst like Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And so they're going to implement a similar formula as their other major franchises, considering the open world focus. But fans of the classic Splinter Cell should be, I don't want to say they should be excited, but I would be at the very least optimistic based on hearing that. If they bring back Michael Ironside, like I'm hearing, it should be good. Just please maximize the stealth, limit the microtransactions, and yeah, that's it. The game is already in development as well. They have development for one in Toronto. So
okay, this is funny that you would say maximize the stealth, because I'm gonna disagree and say maximize the action. I want guns blazing. I want to get guns and kill niggas and shit. I just want to just go in with guns and blow shit up. That's what I want to do. So I don't mind, because the only reason I even beat the Metal Gear Solid 5 was because it was open world. You could do it. You could play the game however you want to. You had the option to do stealth or just go guns blazing. I just did guns blazing. Okay. It's just way more fun. But Splinter Cell has I would say a decent track record. The last one was pretty good. I actually beat that one too, and that was actually more stealth actually. But I definitely did enjoy the last one that came out. People have been wanting laughing at curls. People have been wanting Splinter Cell for a long time now. So Ubisoft, I guess, is finally listening to the gamers, which is good. Because really they need help. I mean, look at their games. I mean, what, Assassin's Creed is not Assassin's Creed anymore. Watch Dogs 3. That shit. Nah, that ain't going anywhere. Then you have the what they've done with Ghost Recon. I mean, they really need to go back to what made them pop off first, and they've been kind of all over the place lately. Trying to. And then what was that? Riders Republic. Who cares about that game? Like that game came out and I didn't hear about it after it came out for that 1 week. So this is gonna be good for them and the gamers. So that's my thoughts. What do you think on this, Aizen?
Oh, and I just want to add in real quick. The game that's in development is the remake of the original Splinter Cell.
Remake? What?
Yeah.
Okay. What? Okay, go ahead, Aizen. All right.
Well, you said that you think that they should go back to their grassroots, so that's what they would be doing, back to the stealth. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's got its own little niche fan market for this game, so maybe it'll do well, maybe it won't. We'll see. I think, but those microtransactions, that shit ain't going nowhere. That shit is done. It's all over gaming now, so you can hang this shit up for especially a console game.
You want some NFT microtransactions, Isaac?
I'm not saying I want them, but they gonna have them. I'm not worried about buying this game, so I'm good. I do Steam.
All right. Anything on this, Omega? What do you think about the new Splinter Cell?
Hello?
Yes. What do you think?
So, I've enjoyed all their titles, and I think the directors, the creators have been very, great with the whole history behind all the Splinter Cells. So, yeah, I think it'll be awesome.
Okay. What do you think, Lawrence? Lawrence, what do you think?
Nah, I got nothing.
Okay. Trunkz, what do you think?
Yeah, I also got nothing.
Is it too nerdy, Trunkz? Too nerdy for you?
Yeah, it actually is, unironically.
Okay.
I do want to say one thing.
Yeah, mostly.
Maybe if it were a blonde Asian kid screaming with magic powers.
That would be cool.
Transformations too.
Okay.
Transformations too.
Sounds like Gohan.
Trunkz, you got more thoughts? Or go ahead. Still your turn.
Oh no, that's it. I just think it's for nerds. That's it.
Okay, Trunkz. God damn it. All right, Swith, what do you think?
Nah, I don't have anything for this. I don't know this game, so let us see once it comes out.
Okay. Was that everyone? I think that was everyone.
Let me ask you this. Jesus, your name is slipping my mind. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about this, SoulProvider? A remake of the original trilogy
of Splinter Cell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that could work. I think that could work. It's been a while since we got the original trilogy, especially on these updated consoles and PC and tech. Yeah, I think that could work. Now, what it's gonna make will be interesting, like money-wise, but I think there will be an audience that say, "Hey," he'll be like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." Especially if you like release it in some type of like Uncharted collection type deal. Yeah, that can make a lot. Like get all three all at once in some type of collection, updated and everything. I think that would actually be a quite good thing for gamers, actually.
Because what I'm seeing here is the game that they're making, the remake at least they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
They're using the Snowdrop engine, which was the engine of the Division 2.
Division 2.
You're familiar with that game?
I didn't play that game, but I played Division 1 and didn't like it.
Okay. I don't know if that one used Snowdrop, but I know Division 2 did for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, like I said, we'll just have to see on this one, but yeah. So, man, we have gotten close to the 3-hour mark. I guess go figure. We always pass the 2-hour mark. I hope everyone will have a good holiday, New Year's, all that stuff. Like I said, this was the last episode of the year. This will be on Spotify, Google Podcast, Stitcher, and Anchor. Like I said, if you have anything you want us to cover for next year, for January, that'll be episode 4. Just email me. My links are in the description. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. And we'll see you guys later for more episodes. Peace out and have a good one.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Tyrannosaurus! So mine.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Yomigaru! Nebula-chan!